Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Behind the Bench Sports Network, tap in, y'all. This is Kobe Bryant Film Room, aka the People's Champ. Y'all see it on the screen. But yeah, man, I wanted to talk to you guys and tap in with y'all about certain topics, man. About because I know this, there's been a bunch of things going on um, around the world, not just the NBA, but as you guys know, O.J. Simpson had passed away recently. And so I wanted to give my thoughts on that. Um, I want to give my thoughts on the whole Angel Reese and the myriad of topics, y'all. So you know, if y'all coming in, I'll give you about 30 seconds to come in. Maybe I'll give you a minute to come in before I really start deep diving into this topic. So grab your handy, get plenty of handy right here. Grab your handy, grab whatever you gotta do. Get your cigars, man. Get G'd up, and just wait for more people to come in. Right. Wait for more people to come in. Y'all come in. Y'all come in. Come in, y'all. But anyways, how y'all doing this Sunday, man? While I wait for more people to come in. How y'all doing this Sunday? Hopefully y'all prayed up. Let's get some people in. Hopefully I can get some of the bench crew to get in here and get their takes and their opinions. If not, I just roll dolo. Uh, Sent Hendo the link. Somebody wake Hendo up. All right. All right, y'all. So as you guys know, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. As you guys know, you know, OJ had passed on and transitioned, and you know, no, we didn't know OJ personally, so there's a huge uproar in the sports community about how he should be viewed after his death, and a lot of people are, very judgmental of him as a human being when they didn't know him, right? And that's why I wanted to speak about, right? A lot of people, you weren't there. If you weren't there, you know, when the crime was committed, how do you know? You know what I'm saying? How do you know for sure if he was exonerated? Well, not exonerated, but he was found not guilty. So there's a difference between being found not guilty and found innocent, right? You can't be found innocent, found not guilty. So, OJ was found not guilty, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the main thing that people got to understand. It's like he went through the process, just like Kobe. He went through the process. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they found it. There's no conclusive evidence. Um, in fact, you know, I would like you guys to listen to Judge Joe Brown talk about the OJ case, and he gives um, he says some insightful things about it. You know what I'm saying? Things that people haven't heard before. Me, I'm familiar with some of the things, but you know, um, he goes a little bit deep into um, that case. Um, let's see. Welcome, 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 welcome in, welcome in, yo. So, so yeah, yeah, yeah. So he goes into the OJ case and he kind of speaks on certain things, and I think that a lot of people got to realize, man, people are human beings at the end of the day. You know, we plan God with some of this thing, and you know, some people play as if they know everything about the situation. No, you know what you're told. We have to be cautious when we're listening to the media, right? We all know the media lies, they spin, they twist things. Things ain't always what it seems, and sometimes the good people um, get burned, man. The good people get sacrificed, and their careers and their livelihood goes to the wayside. And and I just think with you know, not saying he was innocent or guilty. I wasn't there. Do I think he did it? No, I think he was set up. But that's me. That's my opinion, right? And so you have a lot of people who they're quick to jump on this. Let's shit on his name after he's gone. To me, that's cowardly. To me, that's cowardly to attack somebody after death. Like, leave it where it's at. Leave it where it's at. Uh, Let his family grieve. Let his family mourn. This race stuff in America uh, keeps popping up, and it pops up in sports, and it pops up in politics, right? And it really has no place in sports, right? And it shouldn't really have a place in politics either. Politics should be about getting the issues fixed. Period. If something works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? And we get so caught up in um, we get so caught up in who we like Kwame Brown says. You know, who's the fan favorite? That's who we're gonna say is innocent, right? Um, and it made me think, and I wanted to ask Kelvin about this. Hopefully, Kelvin comes in here. Uh, but I wanted to ask him. We were talking about the Angel Reese situation, and um, yeah, she's a little ratchet, and I was one of the people who would defend her actions, not because she was black or anything, just because I like her as a player, right? I like her as a player. I think I like a little attitude, you know. I like a little competitive edge and things like that, right? But there was a racial component to that as well. You know, people were bringing the white and the black thing in it again. Just because two people are white and black, right, doesn't mean race has a play in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we just talk about what we see on the court? I've seen that in boxing a lot too. Like, you get two boxers from different nationalities, and they keep bringing up the nationality. Bro, if that boxer gets knocked out, I didn't get knocked out because he's black. He got knocked out. If another fighter, Mexican fighter, gets knocked out, all Mexicans didn't get knocked out. It was just that Mexican fighter, right? And to me, it's ridiculous uh, the extent that people will go through just to get a win, even though the win ain't theirs. You know, it ain't my win. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out there now. If I was out there, it's different. Now my ass got knocked out, and I represent me. Why don't you represent you? And when it comes to issues of life or death, then we can bring the ethnicity thing in. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a sport, bro, like like that shit has no place into it, man. Um, but I do think that uh, some people made it bigger than it is. There's two girls on the court competing, going at each other's throats like they should, talking shit like they should, and trying to win for their teams like they should. Um, my thoughts of Angel Reese is that there is some ratchetness that I wasn't aware of that Kelvin put me on to. And yes, she has to be corrected. You know, there is such thing as doing too much, and I believe in that. You know, when you get more information, you adjust. And when you're able to see, okay, she's doing a little bit too much, flipping off coaches and stuff like that, and just doing things that no one should be doing. No matter what color this individual is, they shouldn't be doing that either. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, welcome to the live stream, y'all. Y'all who tapping in with me on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, man. Just talking about the Andrew Reese uh, subject and OJ and race and sports, in general. I think everybody's trying to get a win when there's no win to be had in some of these things. Sometimes both parties lose. You know, basketball is where we should be able to watch somebody play a game and see who's the better man without no cheating, without no referees deciding the outcome or anything like that. I seen Kendrick Perkins talking about Jokic didn't deserve the MVP, and he was mainly getting those votes because he was white. And to me, Kendrick Perkins is an idiot. Jokic was fucking balling and making history, man. So to sit there and bring race into it, it'd be different if it was like a uh, who's a Gordon Hayward or something. You know what I'm saying? What's up, bro? Yeah, man. Hey, Kelvin, man. I left it in the messages, but you know how it got. I guess it got stacked up in between the messages, and you ain't get to see it or whatever. But yeah, man. You can come in if you want, man. We can chop up. I ain't gonna be on here too long. Um, we can chop it up, that Angel Reese situation. Uh, yeah, we could chop that up, man. Because I wanted to talk about this race stuff that's going on, man. And I think you were right. I think Kelvin was right, y'all, when he was talking about how some actions got to be corrected, and you can't be afraid just because somebody's a woman to say something about them. We tend to treat men and women differently, but we're supposed to be equal. I don't think we're equal, but that's what people say, right? People say, "Oh well, men and women are equal, and there should be no bias and stuff like that." Well, when something happens to a man, it should be the same as something happens to a woman. And so, if a man does something wrong, he needs to be corrected. And sometimes that correction's on the spot. It's ASAP, you know. Um, but we live in a double standard society. See, what I believe about men and women is I believe men and women are similar, right? We bring different things to the table. You can't be equal if you bring different things to the table. There is no equality, you know, when you bring different things to the table. You respect people's differences. Some things women are better at. That's not equality. Some things women are better at than men. Some things men are better than women at. That has nothing to do with um, being equal. There's no such thing as equality. None of us are equal. Some of us are going to always have an advantage over the other party. You get what I'm saying? Like some of us are always going to have more money, more power, more respect. You know, that's just the way life is. And to all of you who are getting caught up into the racial component of these things, you just falling for the media trap. The media is laughing all the way to the bank, making money off this shit. Politicians are laughing. because they know they gonna get your votes. Whether you vote Democrat or Republican, they laughing at your ass because you falling for the okey doke yet again. Another year, another election year, and another race cycle. Some unfortunate person's going to be shot or killed by the police. They're gonna make they're gonna make it like it never happened all year, and they're gonna focus in on that one individual and strike fear. Um, Fear is the driver of actions, y'all. Once you understand that, you have to control your fear, right? Got to control your fears. Can't let fear take over rational decisions. And and so that's a part of it, man. Considering all outcomes before you make a decision. We've become emotional, overly emotional, uh, with how we deal with things, with our actions. Uh, Knee-jerk reactions, quick to condemn somebody, instead of hearing them out. What's the bad in hearing somebody out? Oh, that's bullshit. We don't gotta hear nothing. Well, you're stupid. Then you end up killing somebody. You start a war. You know what I mean? So, real smart, intelligent people, just don't act off impulse. They sit back, collect information. If somebody brings them new information, they know how to adjust and they know how to live and move into this world. Right? Welcome y'all to the live stream. Welcome. Talking about race and politics and sports and OJ with the whole Angel Reese situation. Talking about those topics, man. And yeah, that's just the thing, man. Um, just being strong minded. We in this stage of the media has manipulated people to not be strong minded anymore. Whatever we hear them say, that's what we jump off the couch with. You don't want to be a person who's just going to jump off the couch and start going out in the streets. Think for a second. Why are they presenting this information in this manner? You know, uh, what up, Kel?
What's good? What's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, man? How you doing, brother?
I'm all right. What's good? That's my first time using this thing, man.
Yeah, I know, man. Hey, my fault, man. I thought you knew how to use it, dog. My
Yeah.
bad, bro.
I was about to lay down before I go back to work, but I can talk for a few minutes. What's going on?
Yeah, man. I was talking about just race, the racial component.
Mm,
Has to do with sports, the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Um, OJ, the media, how the media manipulates us, and I was basically talking about how you were right uh, when you were talking about the whole Angel Reese situation, and you put that video in that description in our group message, and so I actually watched the whole video, that you put in there, and so
mm.
some actions do need to be corrected, you know.
Yeah, that's all I was saying, man. Like I said, I really don't have no serious issue with Angel Reese. Now, again, just on the sports perspective, she did turn me off. The team turned me off. Them being the villains, bad guys, or whatever.
Yeah,
And I was cheering for South Carolina all year long to beat them because I knew that was the team that matched up with them. But it was just their behavior, man, and it just turned me off, man. And I don't know, man. The
yeah,
whole situation with just keep 100 dealing with black women, you know, they just. I'm just keeping it real. They don't want to be accountable for none of their actions. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the simp dudes who got this fantasy thinking that she gonna give them some ass or something. They taking up for her. Oh man, why you so hard on our sister and all that type? Bro, her behavior was bad. That's all I was addressing, man. I
yeah,
don't wish nothing bad on the woman and nothing like that. God bless her. But that was it, man.
But why do you think? Let me ask you this though. Why do you think? Do you well? Do you think that the media has created,
Mhm.
like the media has created this atmosphere where you can't criticize certain people? You know what I mean? If you criticize certain people, they turn you into a super villain.
Yeah. Well, me and Mark talked about it on our little episode. There's two groups of people you can't talk about: the LGBT and black women. If you
Add
say
LeBron to
anything,
that. Add LeBron to
huh?
that.
Oh, okay, and LeBron too. You know what I'm saying? Add LeBron in there too. But that community, and I don't got nothing against that community. They can do what they do. If you say anything about them, you go get canceled. If you say anything bad about a black woman, even if you telling the truth and the evidence is there, which it was there for Andrew Reese, you're gonna get canceled also. You know, I don't know if you heard Kwame Brown. He was talking about it. He was saying basically the same thing I said, but he was tiptoeing around it because he was saying, "I don't want to say nothing, man. You gonna get canceled, man."
Yeah,
And it was, her behavior was bad, man. It is what it is, man. You know,
yeah. I think most people are afraid of the consequences, man. When they
right?
the only thing I say is when we disagree, and I'm not talking about you, but I'm just saying from anybody who has a disagreement, be able to articulate that. You know what I'm saying? So other people can
Right.
see what you see. 'Cause some people are more emotional than others. You know what I'm saying? Some people can't handle the truth the same way you give it to me. You might have to
Mhm.
give it to somebody else differently. You know what I mean? Like some people just can't. Like they get off the porch quick, and it's like,
And
yo, you gotta chill and relax, man. That girl, um, I seen her, flipping off people. I said, nah, I can't. I can't
right,
come.
and then eh, if it's coming from another black person, like me being black, and I'm criticizing her, and then it's a double edged sword. How can you talk about our sister? And you can't give her no grace and yada yada, bro. All I'm doing is critiquing her behavior. She did that,
Hmm.
you know. I and that's all I'm doing, and it turned me off. And then also, a lot of the backlash for Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
The racial slurs and all that type of stuff, man. All that stuff was, bruh,
they make it bigger than it is.
right, bruh. Let me tell you, if if it was white fans saying that about a black athlete,
Yeah.
black folks be ready to go march, tear down buildings, and do all kind of stuff. If it was some white people saying the stuff that they were saying about Caitlin Clark, that stuff was vicious and nasty, bro.
But why do you think it came to that? Because we're watching people shoot a basketball into a hoop. Where does the color stuff play in where we're watching somebody shoot a ball?
I don't know, man. I have no idea. You know.
Like, just like when we're talking about OJ and OJ dying, it became
Mhm.
a it became more of a racial thing
Mhm.
rather than people sitting there and saying, well, this man was um found not guilty. It became a whole, everybody's putting their feelings into it. But feelings aside, the justice system said this man wasn't guilty. So how can you go back and rewind time and hold the man guilty? That's not what this country is about.
Yeah. Man, now OJ, that's a whole nother man. That's a whole nother racial
How
dynamic to that,
feel
man.
how do you feel about the backlash that OJ got after he died?
The people that's saying it, man, it's just how they felt all along, man.
Yeah.
They Doug Gottlieb, man. Doug Gottlieb might be a closet racist, man. Or some other white people, bro.
I think he should have been fired for what he said.
Absolutely should have been fired. He 100% should have been fired.
And that man is still up there talking shit. And it's like, yo, like, no matter how you feel about it, the
Hmm.
justice system took its course, and we
Right.
want a fair justice system, but then when it don't work in the result that we want it to work in, then we start getting the hatred, and the lynch mob comes out where people want to grab their nooses, and it's just like, bro, like respect,
Yeah.
man. First of all, he went to jail for the second time over bullshit, getting his own shit back,
Yeah, he should not have went to jail for that, man. What he
and
went to jail for like 12 years or something? That's crazy, man.
yeah, that was racial, right? That was the to in order to get him for the murder that they ain't get him on. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right, exactly.
And so like I just think like when I look into this environment and how things are turning, I'm thinking
Um,
all of this is building up to politics. At the end of the day, it's election year. Race
mhm.
is going to play more of a factor than usual.
Right.
People who are poverty pimps going to come out the woodworks, try to take advantage of it.
Right.
And what I want to do with this live stream is I want to get people to critically think and not fall into that. When we watching the game, keep it the game, man. Keep it within the game.
And that's all I've been saying, man. Keep it the game, bro. But I don't know, man. Bruh, I'm telling you, bro. If you go on social media and seeing some of the stuff that people were saying about Caitlin Clark, man, it it disgusted me, man. That's the reason why when I did that video, I was so angry, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because I was like, I
Sure.
was I
Okay.
was really, huh?
I said, go ahead. My fault. My fault.
No, I was just saying that's the reason why I was so angry, man. Because bro, first off, it's just basketball. You know what I'm saying? And again, if you want to like Angel Reese or whatever, that's cool. But you ain't got to take it to that level where you throwing out racial slurs and all that type of stuff, man. I'm talking about, bro. A lot of these women I'm talking about, these were ex WNBA players.
Oh yeah, I
If you
see. I
listen,
see swoops.
if you listen to that, I know I was cussing a lot on that video, and I was cussing, pissed off, mad. But everything I was saying was true. You go back and listen to it.
Yeah, yeah.
A bunch of old ex washed up WNBA players taking shots at her, talking bad and racial slurs and all this type, bro. And
So,
again, hmm,
so, so the thing with Angel Reese, right? I did see some racial stuff about Angel Reese too. Well, it wasn't racial. It wasn't racial. It was pretty much insulting her, calling her a piece of shit, and like we talk about a kid in college. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like people just quick to say, "Oh, she's a piece of shit. She's a low down scum of the earth," and all that stuff.
no, no,
I'm like,
no, I
these are
don't-
girls from both sides, right? From girls.
right, exactly. And again, even though they turned me off and I was rooting against it, I didn't go that low. Even though I was mad on the video, I ain't calling no, out of her name or nothing like that. Now, I did tell her gone about her business, going to rap and shit like that, but I ain't calling no piece of shit, a piece of trash, and nothing. Nah. That's too far. If she really got death threats and stuff, that's too far.
Yeah.
Even though to me, again, the whole death threat thing, I don't know, man. This is how I felt when they lost. I just feel like she was up there, her feelings was hurt and stuff like that, and she was whining. That's just
Mm.
me, you know. I'm not saying that she was lying about the death threats or anything else,
You think she
but
just threw that in the way of losing, in the wake of losing?
right,
Like I gotta throw
it,
something.
it- exactly. If you was really getting death threats, why you weren't saying that all along? You know what I'm saying? But they was winning. They was in contention for a repeat, and she ain't say nothing about that. She ain't say nothing about being over sexualized. She ain't say none of that. But then
Yeah,
when they lost, it's like LeBron, a few years back when they lost in the finals, he ain't say nothing about his wrist or nothing being hurt or whatever. But when they lost, oh man, my wrist, man, it's fractured, it's been hurt, and yada yada yada. Even though he's been dunking and doing all that crazy stuff, and they
yeah.
just lost, and he was going up there pouting. That's how I felt like she was doing, just going up there pouting and whining. You
And then
know
losses, you gotta carry yourself the same way.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And then again, Joy Taylor and all these women that took up for her and stuff like that. Joe Taylor talking about Joe Burrow and Dame and all that. Yeah, they do all the celebrating and all that type stuff. But like I said on my video, every time Dame lost, the Steph Curry and them, he
Mm-hmm.
went up to that podium like a man, answered all the questions. He held that L like a man. Same thing with Joe Burrow. They ain't go up there whine and cry and make excuses or nothing like that. They held their L and kept it pushing. And that's all Andrew Reese should have did. You already won the championship. You good. You making money. Just say, hey, I was the better team. We lost. I'm gonna think about my future and keep it pushing. That's all you have to do.
I don't
Nobody
understand.
want to hear
I don't understand why
you.
people do that. Right? They point at
Right.
somebody else did, as if
Mhm.
that absolves them. And it's like, no, I'm
Right.
talking about you, motherfucker. If
Right.
just because that person got away with it doesn't mean you ain't in violation too. You know what I'm saying? You in violation right now, so we dealing with your violation.
Exactly.
That don't got
So
nobody else. We talking about one person,
right.
and
Again,
I
go
think
ahead.
what you hit on is something um, that we're dealing with. You know, where you can't criticize, and criticism helps people. You know, we
Right.
look at criticism as negative.
Right.
Criticism can help you. You know, people sometimes they need to hear that they shit don't stink. They got too many yes niggas around.
Exactly.
You know,
And,
so oh, go ahead, my fault, my bad.
no, I was just gonna say, and also I talked about Angel Reese last year when they won. She was going out being a celebrity and hanging out with Shaq and all the different celebrities and stuff like that. Well, they lost this year, and she's been getting ready for the WNBA. Guess what she's doing now? She in the gym working on her game, and
Yeah,
I salute her for that. Even though I'm not a fan of her game and nothing like that, I salute her for that. She going, handling her business and stuff like that. She should have been doing that last year, and maybe y'all would have repeated. You know what I'm saying? And just like, but she wanted to do what she was doing, hanging out and getting on Twitter, showing her body off and twerking and dancing and all this other type stuff. And just,
because I think I think that celebrity for her came quick,
it did.
and I think that once she got it, she lost. She she went away from basketball for a little bit, and kind
Right.
of celebrating the win. You know, she kind of was like, yeah, like feeling on top of the world, right?
Exactly.
So I ain't got to do this. I ain't got to do that. I'm the big dog. You know what I'm saying? So, but in basketball, we know people catch up with you. You know, sometimes you gotta stay on top. That's what made Michael Jordan so great is that
Right.
stayed on his game because he knew other people trying to catch up and trying to
Right.
overtake him and exceed him. You know what I'm saying? So I think she lost that edge, and she's learning that hey, you can lose. Now she's back in the gym.
And salute to her, man. You know what I'm saying? And again, whoever it is, I have no serious issue with Angel Reese. I wish her nothing but the best or whatever. Again, am I a fan of her game? No. I don't think she's that good. That's just my personal opinion. But I don't wish nothing bad on her. I wish her the best. I hope she make as much money as she can and whatever. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think she that good. I never thought she was that good, even
So
when they
how,
won.
so let me.
you know,
How do you think her game translates to the next level?
I think she's too small. She was playing center. She's only like 6'2",
Yeah,
and them centers in the WNBA they 6'6", 6'7". You know, like that girl for South Carolina,
yeah.
Cordosa. All the women that playing center in the WNBA, they gonna be way bigger than her.
You think they'll move her to a power forward spot?
I, I guess I'm not sure, but the little video I seen she was working on a shot. She's working on a jump shot, working on shooting threes and stuff like that. She ain't gonna be able to bang up under the rim like she did in college.
No.
So she doing it right. She gonna have to expand her game, And hey, man, good luck to her, man. I'm just man. I don't know, man. People, I don't know what the infatuation is with Angel Reese. I guess they look at her because she pretty and dudes want some ass or whatever. And I don't know, bro. But I never thought Angel Reese was all that. Even when they won last year, my boy Mark, me and him talked about it. When they won last year, I was like, Angel, everybody talking about she not that good to me. She just bigger than everybody. When
Yeah,
she do a little putbacks and stuff, she not really that okay. You simp dudes just have this fantasy of think she gonna give you some. She don't know y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? She don't know y'all. She don't care about y'all. She ain't gonna give y'all none. Call it like it is. That's all I was doing. I was just calling it like it is. Like her
yeah.
attitude sucked. She was acting like an idiot, and she not that good. That's
It's,
just my opinion.
see, this is the reason why I cannot get down with a lot of pro blacks because, like, I get it. You want to support each other, but at the same,
Hmm.
you can't just excuse somebody's behavior because they're black. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You,
And then that, and also switching to the sports side of it, bro, you can't be so biased and so pro black that you can't see the talent difference between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Man, these black women is flat out saying, oh, Caitlin Clark ain't that good. She can't play. Angel Reese way better. Are you crazy?
I don't think they
You
want.
that you
I,
that pro black that you go like, come on, man.
I,
Me and Rashad talked about this yesterday. It's cool to go rally behind the black athlete or whatever, but every now and then it's a white cat that come in. It's just cold and just better. You just gonna have to give it up to him. Just
yeah,
like I'll be a damn fool watching basketball in the '80s, and let's say the Atlanta Hawks playing the Boston Celtics in the '80s. Well, I'm cheering for the black dude. I'm gonna ride with Cliff Livingston, and he playing against Larry Bird. The Cliff Livingston better. Like what? That's stupid, bro. Like I don't care
meanwhile,
what color they are. I can see the talent difference. Larry Bird way better. Like what the hell are you talking about? You know. And again, I'm not comparing Andrew Reese to Cliff Livingston. I'm just giving an example. I'm
yeah,
it's like you can't be that pro black and that biased that you can't see the talent discrepancy. Like the talent difference between Andrew Reese and Caitlin Clark is Grand Canyon gap. It's not even close.
yeah.
And people really was trying to argue because they ride with Andrew Reese. I'm like, y'all are idiots. You know
So
what I'm saying?
yeah, so Dakota Peacock said OJ did nothing wrong, and then another comment says, "Bro, look at Pete Maravich." Exactly, Pete Maravich. Talking about one
See?
of the players of all time. Man, he was fucking people up in the college. But he was, it'd be insane to look at Pete Maravich and then turn around and discriminate and say, like, bro, he could play. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
And
bruh.
about
I,
bum.
I, I yeah, and I get it, man. You want to ride with the black people. I get it, man. But sometimes you just gotta give it up, man. If a white person better, they just better. Kendrick Perkins, I'm sorry, you like Joel Embiid, that's cool, but Joker's is better. You just gotta give it up, bro. You know?
I think. What Kendrick Perkins said? Man, Nikola Jokic. Man, I think Joel Embiid is better than Nikola Jokic because Jokic is white.
Like, come on, bro. I'm working on a video right now. I'm gonna release sometime next week. It's one more video kind of about race and stuff like that. I'm working on it right now. It's gonna be out next week. But
Yeah.
it's like, bro, come on, bro.
It has to be talked about, right? Because sometimes we don't want to get into that because we don't want
Hmm.
to oil and water. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to mix sports and politics and stuff like that because politics really shouldn't have a place in sports. But sometimes we got to address it just because like people need to
Hmm.
hold to themselves and realize we talk about a game.
Right.
We know it, there's things off the court that's bigger than what's on the court, of course. But
Hmm.
when we criticize the player's game, we just keep it to their game, what they can and can't do. Has nothing to do with their skin color. If Jokic is out there busting ass, Luka Doncic is out there fucking putting up 40-point triple doubles, then we should be able to evaluate what we see without bringing in color.
And that's all I'm saying, bro. I don't. That's it. When we're watching sports, let's leave it to sports. Why do we have to bring race and politics and all that type of stuff? Come on, man.
I,
Basketball and sports are supposed to be an escape from all of that. It's supposed to be entertainment, not political, not racial. We have politicians and councilmen and all that type of stuff that handle that. That's their job. Athletes are athletes. And when we're watching sports, we're watching athletes do their thing. They're there to entertain us, escape from all the nonsense in real life for those 2 or 3 hours. We're supposed
yeah,
to be thinking about color, race. We deal with that every day when we're
I,
on a job, or we get pulled over by a cop, or whatever. We dealing with race and politics and all that, all that stuff, man. We're dealing with that every day. When we sit down and watch a basketball game, baseball, football, whatever, we want to get our mind off of that and just watch the game. You know what I'm saying?
we're
That's
talking.
that's all I'm saying.
We had one dude come in our comment section. And this dude called us Uncle Toms because we were talking. I think what's his name? Rashad was talking about Caitlin Clark possibly not being able to play in the Big Three, but play in the NBA. And he said something about us being Uncle Toms. I just started laughing. I was like, "Yo, this nigga crazy as hell. What the fuck does this have to do with her? With us being Uncle Toms?
That's what I'm saying, man.
This nigga
Pro
crazy.
pro black extremists, bro. Like, come on, man. We just talking about sports, man. Like, come on, bro.
Niggas fuck around, get shot by a black person.
Uncle Tom, come on, bro. Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark just better, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know y'all love Angela Reese just better, bro. Like, you know. But yeah, all that name calling is unnecessary, man. That ain't necessary.
Yeah, I mean, like Dakota Peacock says in the comment section, he said, or guys can handle it in a positive way. Look at Bird's relationship with Magic. You know, exactly. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird were able to have a friendship outside of basketball. You know, and people still to this day were looking like they're looking at race when they think about Larry and Magic. You know, that's where the whole rivalry came from. I think that the media is the reason why people look at these things the way they look at these things. You know, what's up, Cheyenne? What's up? How you doing? But
And then one more thing, bro. Like, I don't know, man. I'm trying to be careful how I'm trying to say this because I don't want nobody to get mad. But like, bro, we not living in the 1960s, man, where black people was really going through stuff like that every day. They went through what they went through so that we can have a better life today. Yes, there are some racist people we're gonna have to deal with and stuff like that, but for the most part, life is better. It's white people that's cool. Not everybody is racist, man. Not every, that's what pissed me off. People like Jamel Hill and stuff like that constantly talking about race and whitey this and the white person holding. Like, come on, bro.
but see, people gotta take a look back and say, well, this person is gonna say these things because this person, this individual, makes money off saying these things. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever there's a bag, you gonna get people who just take the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like
Jamel Hill making money doing that? Or did she get fired from this? I
no,
don't know
she
what she's doing.
she got fired because of the pushback. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
But when you look at uh, there's an avenue in race baiting. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
yeah,
When
definitely.
you know, not just picking on her, you know what I'm saying, per se, but there's a lane for people to make cash off the you know, off making gaining attention. You might gain followers because you said something crazy about Angel Reese. Or you might gain followers because you said something crazy about Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna always be disingenuous, in this world, especially when it comes to race relations, because it's a lot of money. Look at the whole Black Lives Matter thing.
Mhm.
How much money they made off that shit.
Yeah, and I'm
Meanwhile,
glad you said. I'm glad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
everybody taking the shit they were doing seriously, but they were racking in millions and buy and put and spend it on themselves.
Right. I just want to say this. I'm glad you said that because it was one guy that came in the comment on that video I did about Andrew Reese. He said, "Ah, man, you just doing that for views or whatever." Nah, bro, I ain't making no money on YouTube, bro. We're a
We,
small, we're a small channel. We growing, but I ain't do it for no attention or views. When I'm talking, that's how I really felt, and that's how I felt at that moment. I was
hmm
pissed off, mad. I was glad LSU lost. I was rooting against them. I ain't gonna lie about that. You know what I'm saying? I was pulling for South Carolina. I was glad they lost. That's how I really felt. I wasn't
yeah,
doing nothing for no attention, no views, or none of that. You
mm,
know, when I speak on my video, that's how I feel. And I'm telling the truth. And I just been seeing this shit for months and months and months and months and months. With Caitlin Clark, like, dude, like, these black women is just constantly attacking, 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 attacking. And I just got fed up. And then when LSU lost, I was just like, yeah. And then I was still pissed off. I was like y'all shut the hell up. That's basically what I was saying. Y'all shut up. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like she gone. Angel Reese out. Y'all need to watch no more basketball. Go bye. And then they try to fake jump on Don Staley. Man, that them women hated Don Staley all year because South Carolina was beating up on LSU. They hated South Carolina. And then when South Carolina won, yeah, my sister, yeah, we did it for the culture. What are you talking about for the culture? Motherfucker, what? Like, what?
But before you came in, I was talking about boxing, and you know how there's a big racial component to boxing, how everybody cheers on their nation, right?
Mm-hmm.
These dudes get in the ring, just like Nate Robinson, right? Nate Robinson got his ass knocked the fuck out. I guess I think it was Logan Paul or whatever, one of the Paul guys, right?
Yeah.
And when he got knocked out, I didn't look at it like black people lost. I look at it as Nate Robinson got knocked the fuck out.
Right, exactly.
It ain't on us. I wasn't in the ring. And I think people look at that, they see themselves in somebody else, and it's like you shouldn't be thinking that that person is a representative of black people because they're in a sport. You know, he got knocked the fuck out. That don't happen
Right.
with me. That has Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Like he got knocked. That was him. And so
Exactly.
we take glory in that. Like for whatever reason, you know, when I see a team win, I'm not thinking about we won. I'm thinking about South Carolina won.
Right, like, okay, South Carolina won. Okay, Don Staley, she a black woman. Okay. What does that do for black race relations because she won a basketball game? Like, we did it for the culture. Like, what? What culture? What is that gonna do for you in your everyday life? That she won a basketball game. That don't even make sense.
It's
Like,
not it's nonsense. But what's up, Big Dog? We got Big Dog in the building. Um,
mhm,
he said, Cheyenne says the media need to stop pushing the black and white BS. They doing this in the NFL the most. Um, yeah, yeah, but that makes money. You know what I'm saying? That's the controvert. That's the sick part of this, right? The sick part of this, Kelvin, is that this shit
mhm,
money. You know what I'm saying? This shit makes money because they're gonna promote this as a heated thing, so that
mhm.
get eyes on the WNBA. And so this is
Yeah,
about well. And so we have a machine that's around controversy. The media is not gonna cover good topics like
mhm,
a person taking a cat out of a tree. You know, if Shaquille O'Neal goes and or not Shaquille because he's a crowd favorite. Let's say Kyrie
mhm.
Irving rescues a cat out of a tree. You know damn well the motherfuckers ain't gonna talk about that shit.
Right.
In trouble, that's when they gonna come out and they really gonna get on his ass.
I
Because when
get it.
we think about all the great things that Kyrie Irving did as a human being, as far as donating his money and his time,
Mhm.
none of that shit mattered when he was going through a situation.
And Kyrie a pretty good dude, man. He do a lot, man, behind the scenes. Like I live here in Dallas, man. And Kyrie's a pretty good guy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are times a Kyrie will play a game and he'll walk home with the fans and stuff like that, man, and talk to them and conversate with them and stuff like that. Kyrie a pretty good dude. He got his quirks or whatever, man, but he a pretty good dude, man, overall.
And see,
And
people get
even
mad at me because I protect Kyrie, and I'm like, well, I'm not saying the dude walks on water. I'm saying he's
right,
a good dude. You know what I'm saying? He's
yeah,
not. He's not. You could tell his shit's not coming from a bad place, even when they jammed him up, because it was a jam up, bro. Even when they jammed
yeah,
him up with the whole uh, controversy online, right? He was saying, "Hey, this I care about everybody," but they won't take
right,
that. Would it take that? They still made it about race. You know what I'm saying? The media still ran with that and tried to put him on this apology tour and take his money.
right.
They even was saying the man wasn't a superstar, which is completely illogical.
And
When you
old Stephen A. Smith was leading the way, running his mouth. You know, that's crazy, man. Stephen A. Smith was leading the charge against that dude, man. That's wild,
speaking of Stephen A. Smith, right?
man.
He said some things about OJ as well.
What he say?
I
Oh,
think,
I think I heard a little bit on Two Ross.
yeah, yeah. So he's always coming out at certain points in time to put his foot on somebody's throat. When they're down. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? And I think that that type of stuff is garbage, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Garbage, bro. And
Like, yeah, man. Look, the whole thing with OJ, man, is very unfortunate, man. What happened to them two people that lost their lives, man? We'll never know who
mhm,
did what. You can have your suspicion either way, but the man went to court. He got acquitted. It is what it is, man. And it's been 30 years almost, man. It just got to move on, man. You know.
mhm.
Unfortunately, man, my condolences to the family, man. They lost their children, man. Those, the Goldman and the Simpson girl, but it's just like, bruh, like, come on, man. Y'all been holding this for 30 years, bro.
That show you how strong
Like,
he is. What the fuck
this
is wrong?
shit, this shit wild, bro. Like, damn.
That's a strong energy, dog. And from that preachers forgiveness, when when it comes to situations like that, when it comes to race, there is no forgiveness.
I guess, man.
It, it's sad, man. It's sad because you watching people and you like this nigga giving this long ass asinine statement about somebody on national TV who he does not know. He doesn't know all the information. The man was acquitted. He's not going through that. He's going off his suspicions instead of what he actually has. It to me is like when you start putting on your detective hat and you're not a detective, that's where problems come in.
And at some point, man, what happened to just common courtesy, man? Like, the situation happened, man. The man is now deceased. Let it go, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna bring him back alive and put him in prison. Like, the man is gone. He's deceased. Let his family mourn and like let it go. What was the reason for Stephen A. Smith even saying that, bro? You know what I'm saying?
I still
Same thing with Doug Gottlieb. What's the reason for you saying that, man? The man not here no more. Doug Gottlieb. Why you didn't say that when he was alive? You
probably
know.
would too.
It's, it's so stupid, man.
It's cowardly, man. It's cowardly when we talk about people after they're gone, and that's the reason why I created Kobe Bryant Film Home. Not to gas Kobe too much or nothing like that, but
Mhm.
because I seen somebody who gave the Lakers everything he had, you know,
Right.
court, and when they were shitting on him, I know the Gail King. I remember the Gail King thing when she
Oh
brought.
yeah, man. That's sickening, bro.
Bro, I'm like, damn, bro. Like Lisa was like, he was innocent. Like, I mean, he was found not guilty. Like, Lisa's like, what are you trying to? You could tell she was confused while she was doing the interview. Like, what are you trying to do? You brought me here for this, and and to me that was sickening because it's like, yo, he ain't here. This is right after. This ain't even. You can't wait.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. What's wrong with these people, man? Just common respect, bro. Like, even if it's somebody I don't like and they pass away, I ain't even speaking on no more. They not here, man. You know what I'm saying? So why are you even talking about them? Like, just common respect, courtesy to the people, family and stuff. Like OJ still got kids and stuff here, man. Like, what?
Yeah, and they got to
You know?
deal with. They got to deal with the way that the dad
Yeah, the
lost.
man. They haven't even buried their father. He not even resting in peace. Good, man. And y'all trashing him. Like, what do you think he did it or not? Whatever the situation may be, man, just let it go, bro. Ain't
Whether
nothing
he
you can do now.
whether he was good or bad, he was good to them.
Right.
You
Let
know
it
what
go, man. His kids ain't had nothing to do with that. No, so just I don't know, man. People don't have no I don't know.
I mean?
It's
That's
just
just
like people it's just like
exposed.
people I see online, man, talking about Kobe, talking bad about him and stuff. Like, bro, you don't have enough respect about you. Even if you wasn't a fan of Kobe, just let it go, bro. You know
But
what I'm
he's a
saying?
player. Why you have so much animosity? Oh, here go Big Dog too, man. Why you got so much animosity towards a basketball player?
I don't know, man.
He plays basketball, bro. He shoots. You should despise him as far as you don't want him to win. But off the court, when he get his keys and he gets in his car and drives home, it should be over with.
It's that, man. You
What's
know.
up, Big Dog?
What up, y'all? What up, y'all?
What you got? What you got?
Y'all talking about Doug Gottlieb? He a coward.
Facts.
He, he took the white hood off, man.
Now
But
that's
he
right.
been saying some bozo stuff, man. This ain't the first time he been a bozo, bro. Like he
Mm-hmm.
went at
True.
Aaron Rodgers about not taking, I don't want to say the word, but he went at Aaron Rodgers hard. But then when the CDC admit they lied or whatever, they got caught lying about, you know what? He ain't have the strength or the courage to go after the CDC about the false information. He ain't apologized to Aaron Rodgers or nothing. So he always been a bozo, man. So and we all know about Stephen A. Smith. So it don't that surprise me.
And my thing is this attempt to take away from people who worked hard for it. Like we ain't talking about people who just giving stuff. Like these are people who work hard for it, and we try to take it away.
I don't know, man. I don't
Yeah,
know what's wrong with Doug Gottlieb. And I ain't like the things he said about Kobe either, man. After Kobe passed away, I think that he had something that went viral last year talking about Kobe. I don't remember exactly what it was. I was just like, dude, just Kobe not here, man. Let it go, bro.
yeah.
Let it go.
The man's no longer here to defend himself, man.
Right. These cats didn't have no energy when Kobe was here. They ain't say nothing. You know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Media,
I
yeah.
think I think even Nick Wright, as bad as he was and as much as he hated Kobe, he don't even speak on Kobe like that after Kobe passed, man.
Yeah, he just
Not that
lies.
I huh?
He just lies on him. He don't speak bad, but he lies.
Yeah, but he don't go hard like he was at Kobe when Kobe was alive. You know, like when Kobe was here, he was going hard, but when Kobe passed, he backed up off of Kobe. I ain't really heard him really say a whole lot about Kobe.
Yeah.
You know, at least he got a little courtesy and respect, even though we know he didn't like Kobe. He let it go.
But see, it's always weird when you see a guy who's about 5'9" talking shit about somebody who's 6'7". Like if they were in the same room, they wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like this dude screaming at the television screen, bro. He in the same room as Kobe. That man wouldn't be talking all that shit, man.
Now it's just like Skip Bayless be talking about Russell Westbrook, disrespecting
All
Russell
right.
Westbrook, And he be like, man, he welcome to come to the show anytime. People like, see, he's not scared of Russell Westbrook. He invited him to the show. Yeah, he's invited to the show where it's gonna be the world can watch, security's there. It's not the same as disrespecting him in his face, one on one, nobody's around. It's not the same, bro.
The way they did Russell Westbrook, bro, that shit was crazy. Like we talk about a game of basketball, bro. He had a bad game. They talking about his woman, his character, everything. They like just straight up like I remember Skip Bayless was saying like he was Russell Westbrook was saying, "Hey, my kids are watching. Can you please not not call me this name because my kids have that name. The kids are Westbrooks, so please don't say it like that." Skip was like, "Nope, I'm gonna keep saying it." Like I said, God, I said, "This nigga disrespectful."
But Skip Bayless been disrespectful for decades. Like I think it was Troy Aikman. Like he
Oh
spread a
yeah,
rumor say he was homosexual or something in a book or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. He
So he
did. He
been
read the book.
getting disrespectful. Like I didn't know about Skip Bayless back in the '90s, but he been getting away with just saying whatever, and nobody's really, you know.
Yeah, like that whole Bosch Spice thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was wild. That was flat out disrespectful, man. To Chris Bosh, man. That was like, come on, bro. He said it to his face, though. I guess, like, Chris Bosh came on the show. I remember that, and I was like, wow, you lucky Chris Bosh hit you in your mouth, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the camera's on, the world can see it. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm
he
not saying
Yeah,
Chris
knows
Bosh did anything if
mm,
they was like by
true.
themselves, but
that too. He knows who to do that to. Because had that been Kenyon Martin, it wouldn't have
Oh
went
yeah,
or Glenn Robinson,
that way.
Big Dog
That
Glenn Robinson.
shit,
Didn't one of them go to Puerto Rico to go find Stephen A. Smith or something like that? They
The-
called Stephen A.
yeah.
Smith in Puerto Rico and tried to fight
I think that might have been Kenya Martin.
Kenyon Martin and one of them.
Kenya Martin. I've seen Kenya Martin a few times in person. That's a big dude, man.
Oh yeah,
And he about that. He ain't no punk. And he a big dude, man. I was like, damn.
yeah, and monster too.
See, we be talking about these NBA cats, we don't realize how big they are, man. These some big dudes, man. Can you more about 6'10", 6'11"?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
athletic still, so you can't run from him.
yeah. I seen Kenny Martin out and about. I seen him at the club a couple times. Nah, that's a big dude. Y'all better raise up our Kenny Martin. You better leave him alone, bro.
Now people talk about Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown is 6'11", about 250, and they
Yeah,
say he got hands.
right.
And
Yeah,
the nigga
exactly.
he guarded Shaq 1-on-1, bro. Any nigga who
Right,
could go 1-on-1 is strong as a motherfucker.
Yeah, he country strong. He's Southeast Georgia, cornbread eating strong.
Now he wasn't as talented as Shaq. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he stopped Shaq. I'm saying he was able to hold his ground
Yeah.
1-on-1 as far as post defense. Like he's strong, bro. Kwame is strong.
yeah. True.
But that's the thing when we talking about this environment of disrespect. Like I wanted to kind of talk about it because the media has created to what we are dealing with now. I believe the media created a lot of it. We talked about the Skip Baylesses, the Stephen A. Smiths, and
Mm,
now it's you got little kids, young kids going up to superstars like Cam Newton. You know, talking shit about him. To his face, calling people names, calling Westbrook names, attacking CP3's mom while Chris Paul's playing in the game. You know,
hey,
it's an all time disrespectful level, and I wanted to get into this because we have to get back to respecting people, no matter where they are in life, no matter what size they are, no matter whether you think they're a great basketball player or not. You know, or is what they're doing or what they're saying real? We speak about Kwame. He's saying some real shit.
right,
What does that have to do with his basketball skill? He wasn't the greatest basketball player, but if the man's being honest, he may not get everything correct.
right. That's true.
But I wanted to to dip in this live stream, man, and we can continue this on another day because I know we're going into. I know Kelvin has stuff to do, and we're going into an hour, over an hour on this video. So if you
Yeah,
willing,
I gotta run back after work, man. So yeah. What else you want to talk? You had Chauncey Billups. You want to ask me about that? Like,
oh yeah. Okay, so a lot of people are thinking Chauncey Billups didn't deserve to make the Hall of Fame. Can you please go into why Chauncey Billups deserves to make? Because I think it's a no-brainer.
really?
Yeah, I think it's a
You,
no that Chauncey Billups deserves
Cha-
the Hall of Fame.
no, I don't think he should be anywhere close to the Hall of Fame. Who is a
No,
five-time All Star and one Finals MVP?
he won. I think he went to the All Star game like 3 times.
That ain't, bruh.
But
See,
listen,
I'm different. Okay, check this out. I'm different. I know y'all don't really know me. I'm different. Like
mhm.
I grew up playing baseball. And I'm a real hardcore baseball fan also. And so my mindset is kind of like dealing with baseball and they Hall of Fame is very, very strict. And that's how I am with the NBA. Like Chauncey Billups was like a five-time All Star. He didn't win no MVPs. He won one Finals MVP. Okay. Did he ever lead the league in assists? Do we have any regular season MVPs? Did he win any other awards? Anything like that?
No. But this is what I'm saying about Chauncey, right?
Uh,
Chauncey, his numbers ain't gonna wow you, right?
okay.
But his basketball intellect and the way he controlled and managed the game is, to me, that's what made him a Hall of Famer. Because when you look at what he was able to do as a leader, even after Detroit, right, when he went to Denver, right.
Right.
Now, ultimately, they didn't win. You know, they ran into some monsters out west. But
Right.
his leadership and his ability to elevate his team into wins is, to me, that's what makes him a Hall of Fame. Because remember, the basketball Hall of Fame, like you said, is not that strict, right? It's not
Which
that
is
strict.
ridiculous.
You're gonna, and if somebody like Draymond Green is gonna make it, then
Which
why
he
not?
shouldn't be. Draymond Green should be nowhere close to the Hall of Fame. I get what you're saying, and Chauncey was really good, bro. But when I think of Hall of Fame, I think of special,
Yeah.
and you have to be special. For me, my standards are higher. Like it's some old cats I think should be in the Hall of Fame. This ain't just with the modern day players, but Chauncey to me wasn't special. He was really good, and he was a great leader, and he did have a high IQ. But when I think of Hall of Fame, I think of the elite of the elite, the Jordan, the Kobe's, the Kareem, Bird, Magic, those type of guys, the elite of the elite.
I
Like
agree.
Johnson to me was just very good, man. He, he
Okay.
wasn't
I
he
agree,
wasn't
but oh, my fault. You still going? My fault.
but go ahead though. That's just
Oh
my
no, I
opinion.
was gonna say, I agree, but hey, if we're gonna do that with Chauncey Billups, we gotta do that with Reggie Miller as well. You know what I'm saying? Reggie Miller probably shouldn't be in there.
And that's
Maybe
it.
not, but my argument with Reggie is Reggie was elite in the playoffs and he got all time moments and stuff in the playoffs. But I understand your point. Like me, also an older player, I think you should think twice about should he be in the Hall of Fame. Somebody like Maurice Cheeks. Maurice Cheeks kind of like Chauncey Billups, kind of in that mode. A great leader, floor general type, you know what I'm saying? But was Maurice Cheeks special like that? Like Isaiah Thomas,
Oh no,
Nah,
he.
you know,
Nah.
or Magic Johnson? Like Maurice Cheeks was really good for a long period of time. He was really, really good. But I don't know. I always thought about should
But if
Mo Cheeks really be in the Hall of Fame?
but if
I
you
think
look
You
the
at,
know?
NBA need to have their own Hall of Fame. I think this is
I,
just the basketball Hall of Fame, where
right.
it's
That,
about
now
college and Olympics and pros and overseas.
and
So
I agree, and I've been saying that because in high school you already got a Hall of Fame. Your state that you live in, they have a Hall of Fame to acknowledge your accomplishments in high school. The NCAA already got a Hall of Fame for collegiate athletes. Overseas, they got a FIBA Hall of Fame. So why the NBA don't have its own Hall of Fame? Why the Hall of Fame in Massachusetts got to include your whole career when they already got Hall of Fames for each level of play? That don't even
yeah,
make sense.
but when you look at, like, for example, look at some of Bill Russell's teammates. They were categorized Hall of Famers, but that was only because they won on the team, right? Like it
I don't
had.
think I. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. My fault.
No, go ahead. Continue. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
like
ahead.
if you look at like certain players on certain teams, specifically like the Celtics back in the '60s, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of those players weren't really legit Hall of Famers. Some of them were just one, with Bill Russell, and they won a lot. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
They had an overall impact on winning. And so when you look at Chauncey, he's better than a lot of people in the Hall of Fame right now.
I agree with some of them Celtics players. Like it should be Russell, should be in Sam Jones, Havlicek, and some of them other cats. I don't know, man. Like Tommy Heinsohn,
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah.
and what's the other cat name? He the
Uh,
defensive guy. I forgot.
I know
He
what
was
I can't think of the name, man.
Yeah, but
like
you see what
I,
I've been saying all this time too, Kelvin. Like the elite of the elite should be in there, not just everybody, because you know it should
right.
be
Like
special names. Like I shouldn't be able to see a Kobe Bryant statue head, LeBron, and then I see a Vlade Divac. Like it just,
exactly.
Yeah, Casey Jones. That's what I'm thinking about. Rob God Reloaded. Casey
It's
Jones.
Casey Jones in.
He's in
And
there,
then
but
it's another cat they had on their team was a defensive guy. He in the Hall of Fame. I can't. His name is slipped my memory. Uh Sanders. His last name Sanders. I can't remember his first game. He was a defensive guy on
and
their
see
team. He and
those players weren't great. You know what I'm saying? It was just that they were on that team, and
yeah,
so
they did they role for that team, but I agree with you. Like I'm not biased just to this general. I'm talking about all of them. It's a lot of cats. I don't think should be in the Hall of Fame.
yeah,
I agree.
if Travis had it, it'd be three people in the Hall of Fame.
nah, it'd be more than three, but it
I'm
wouldn't
fucking.
be. You wouldn't see Vlade Divac in there. You know what I mean?
And right, and see, Vlade Divac, he in the Hall of Fame because a lot of his contributions overseas and stuff. But he already got a FIBA Hall of Fame that he probably in already. What he need to be in an American Hall of Fame? He wasn't an NBA Hall of Fame player. Same thing with Tony Kukoc. Tony Kukoc was a legendary player overseas in his young days. He already in the FIBA Hall of Fame,
Hmm.
where he should be, rightfully so.
See,
You
that's
put him in the Hall of Fame. Go ahead.
if Tony Kukoc is going to make the Hall of Fame. This is exactly why I say Chauncey Billups should make the Hall of Fame.
Well, he's in the Hall of Fame because of his international play.
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
got him in the Hall of Fame here in America, which makes no sense.
Hmm.
Because when he played here in America, he wasn't a Hall of Fame basketball player. He was a Hall of Famer in his young days when he played overseas. And he's already in that Hall of Fame, FIBA Hall of Fame. Why is he in the Hall of Fame in America? He was not an American NBA Hall of Fame basketball player. He was not.
Yeah.
That
The
makes no
NBA got to
sense.
you know,
Yeah, I understand where y'all coming from because it's kind of a complex situation. Because on one hand, you have the numbers, right, and then on the other hand, you have the impact on winning. So, which one, do we are we gonna roll with? And that's the question, philosophical question, when we
I,
dealing with famers.
look, I've always said just because you are a major contributor to a dynasty does not necessarily mean you're a Hall of Fame. That's just my opinion. We're gonna put Andre Iguodala in the Hall of Fame. He was a major contributor to the Warriors dynasty. Is he a Hall of Famer too?
Do you think he gonna make it? He might.
He shouldn't be nowhere close to the Hall of Fame. Andre Iguodala.
Yeah, but he might. If you look at everything he's done in his career, he might.
Okay, he won 4 championships and he made an All Star team one time.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, that's a Hall of Famer.
no, I get it, but I'm just saying, like, their standards. Like, if you look at their standards, like, he
Too
might.
low, man.
he
Yeah,
finals MVP, bro.
yeah, he
And
might.
okay, one Finals MVP, one All Star team. Like, come on, bro.
I mean, he made two all defensive teams. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying?
Yeah, I think like if you, because I think Draymond's gonna make it, but to me, there's guys like Sean Marion who, I think Sean Marion's going in there too, right?
Hell no, he better not make no Hall of Fame. Sean Marion, he was good.
But why not? If we gonna think about it, right? If we talking about just because he never won a yeah, Michael Cooper just got in. Rap God Reloaded. Michael Cooper just got in. Michael Cooper
Okay,
was
Michael Cooper, and again, I'm hesitant on him too, and I like Michael Cooper. Now, at least Michael Cooper is an 8-time All Defense player.
yeah, that's true.
Eight, not two, not three, eight, and he got Defensive Player of the Year. I can see the argument for him. I still probably wouldn't put him in the Hall of Fame if it was me, but I can understand the argument. 8 times is a lot. That's damn near a
Because
decade of dominance.
the Hall of Fame would have to consider uh guys who ain't superstars as well, though, right?
It shouldn't be, man.
Or should it only be the superstars?
If it was me, it would only be the superstar. That's just me. The elite of the elite, and maybe a tad bit up under there, man. Like the basketball Hall of Fame is weak, man.
Because
That's the reason why I like it. That's the reason why I respect the baseball Hall of Fame. Man, you have to be elite to get in that Hall of Fame. You have a very good career. Nah, you ain't making the baseball Hall of Fame.
so how do you feel about Manu Ginobili?
No, if you're just doing just NBA, probably for me, no. But
What-
just basketball, where you include, all the overseas and all that, then yeah, you got to be in there.
Yeah.
Okay, what's
But
good?
this,
How you doing?
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
Okay, yeah. I think there's a place for Manu, guys like Manu in the Hall of Fame, man. Because if you look at his career, like they don't win without him. And like at certain series, he was dominating. You get what I'm saying? I just think there is a place for guys like that, who are
and
always
then not, and then another thing you got to look at with Manu, he did sacrifice a lot of his numbers coming off the bench with the Spurs, man.
yeah.
You know, if he was a starter, he could have easily averaged 24, 25 a night. You know, he sacrificed his game for the team for them to win. They gotta take into some kind of account also. So I really don't have no problem with Manu Ginobili being in the Hall of Fame. Chauncey Billups, hell no, man.
Oh, what
Look,
that
look, look.
was, man?
We can't be watering down the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Just because you had a good moment, a good series in the playoff, don't mean you are Hall of Fame worthy. Like Kelvin said, Michael Cooper he was an 8-time defensive player of the year. Defensive player, first team all defense. Okay, and that was still borderline. That was still borderline. The Hall of Fame is for the greats of the greats. Me and Kelvin done talked about this, and we pretty much on the same line. You got to be consistently good for at least 8 years. At least. I'm talking about like all-star appearance. Out of those 8 years, you probably was 6 of those years, you was all NBA, first team, second team, something like that. You just can't have 4 or 5 good years and now you're Hall of Fame caliber type of player.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would say this, right? You know, it's hard to gauge that. I would say the standard was set. You get what I'm saying? When they let the guys that they let in there, I think the standard for it was set, is already set. Now, if they want to reform it, that's fine to me. But I think that they already set a precedent that it don't take that much. You get what I'm saying? Like, even when you look at the All-Star games, you're now dealing with fan votes and things like that. Should it be about the awards, or should it just be about the contributions to that team? Because I remember the Pistons had a run, man. When you look at the Pistons, to me, they're the greatest defensive team of all time. They were holding dudes to what, 70 something points, and he was the head of the. Well, him and Ben Wallace were the heads of that snake.
And let's run down Chauncey Billups real quick.
You said what?
One-time NBA champion, one-time Finals MVP, 5-time NBA All-Star.
Not enough.
3-time All-NBAs. He
come up short.
NBA defense, huh?
He comes up short. Just because you got a championship and you was a Finals MVP, you said 5-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA. Was it first team?
No, 1 second team and 2 third teams.
That's not enough. That's not Hall of Fame.
What did he average?
We're putting him with the greats of the greats.
But what did he average?
His career average is 15.2 points, 5.8 assists, and 3 rebounds.
Y'all can't look. If you can't give me 5 big time Chauncey moment games that you remember that stands out that was in the playoff, regular season. If you can't give me that, you're not even close to the Hall of Fame. Because all the greats from Kobe, Mike, Bird. I'm not even a Dr. J fan, but I'm pretty sure somebody can give me 5 Dr. J moments. If you can't give me at least 5 great moments, and I'm not even saying that that's the minimum. I'm just saying, just to even be in the conversation, you got to give me at least 5. Can't give me 5.
No, I agree with you guys about the elite should be in the Hall of Fame. Like, me and Lawrence had this conversation a long time ago, like over a decade ago, about I feel like the Hall of Fame is too watered down. But then I asked about Reggie Miller. I mean, Reggie Miller overall, he wasn't that much. He didn't do much more than Chauncey Billups did. He had some big shots where you like, oh, you remember that game when he shot, but overall he didn't.
He really ain't do much. Like if you look at who accomplished more, it's probably Chauncey Billups.
That's what I'm saying.
Does anybody have some pushback to that statement right there? Or
I mean, I don't know, man. Chauncey to me shouldn't be in, man. Reggie, I see the argument against Reggie. I understand that, but Reggie had so many classic moments and stuff in the playoffs.
It goes back to what I said. We can name at least 5 for Reggie to even be in the conversation, right? Everybody got at least 5 Reggie moments.
And then, one of the greatest shooters of all time. I mean, I can understand the argument against Reggie, man. I understand it, but.
And see, the thing with Michael Cooper, I think he's getting in there not only because, he's 5-time champion with the Lakers, defensive player of the year, but he also was a 2-time WNBA champion as a coach and coach of the year, too. I think they factor all that in there because it's just the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame, so that's probably
maybe that is. Maybe you 100% right, because without those championships and coach of the year, he still would have been where he's always been. Borderline, close to the borderline. Let me say that. Close to the borderline.
Who's the best?
But then nobody never really looked at Michael Cooper as a legit Hall of Famer.
Right.
Just NBA wise.
But if you let Michael Cooper walk in, you gotta let Chauncey walk in. You get what I'm saying?
Nope. Nah. No.
More.
No. Because Cooper.
You listen to what you just said.
Okay, good.
Michael Cooper, 8-time defensive All-NBA.
But that's it. He didn't shoot the ball. He won't.
5 NBA championships. Then if you want to throw in the WNBA stuff, cool. That's how he pretty much got in on he's getting in off the WNBA because you're factoring in everything. Now, give me an argument for Chauncey other than Finals MVP, one world championship, a couple third team All NBAs, a second team All NBA, 4 or 5-time All-Star.
What I'm saying is this. Michael Cooper was a role player. God bless him. He was a role player.
What you think Chauncey was?
Huh?
What you think Chauncey was?
He was more than a role player now. Come on.
He was never he was never the 1 or the 2 on any damn team he played on.
But you agree he was more than the role player.
Once you go past the 1 and the 2, you are a role player.
How is he? He was number 2.
You're not a focal point of the offense. Didn't nobody say we need a game plan for Chauncey Billups?
He was the reason why they won in 04.
He's a good floor general. Don't get that mixed up with somebody saying when he played for Denver, his best years, right? His best years was in Denver, not early Detroit, because he still was kind of trying to find himself in the first 2 years that he went to Detroit. But his best years was in Denver. Didn't nobody say when the Denver played against the Lakers, like we did not say, and we got to figure out how we gonna slow down Chauncey Billups.
You can't slow down him because the way he plays, you can't slow him down. He's not.
He was the second scoring option in Detroit, though.
Okay, he was a scoring option. Pull up the years that he scored in Detroit and Denver. Who got the laptop by him?
Nah, but this
he was better than the role player. I have to disagree with Rashad on that. He was better than the role player.
He was a starter. You got role players, you got starters, you got all-stars, you got he's
a 5-time all-star. He was a lower tier. I would say
he's a Drew Holiday. Yeah. He's a Drew Holiday, lower tier all-star. A CJ McCullough. Argument on the CJ McCullough. Should CJ, once his career is over, should he be all-star? Because CJ probably averaging around 18 for his whole career.
Rashad, you dismissing. He played both sides of the ball. Chauncey Billups was a good defender.
How many first team all defenses was he our second team? Because we're going by what's already in ink, not what you think.
What you mean?
What you think. No, listen, not what you prefer. I don't want to say what you think. I'm saying what you believe when it comes to both sides of the ball defensively. Because I don't recall hearing, man, Chauncey Billups about to lock this person down.
Shoot. Chauncey Billups played D.
I'm not saying that he didn't play D. You know how we hear Drew Holiday's a great defender and he's known for playing defense? We did not hear that with Chauncey Billups.
The whole team locked in. He played team defense.
We're not talking about team. We're talking about Hall of Fame, individually talent.
But hold on, he was a team defender.
Then I could say James Worthy was a great team defender. I mean, he was a great defender too, because he was a good team defender with the Lakers, right?
And James Worthy.
No, that's not what we're talking about.
James Worthy is a Hall of Famer.
But he's a Hall of Famer, not on defense.
No, but
maybe James Worthy's the wrong comparison. Let me think of a comparison of a good team and that player. Let's say, let me think of a good team. Let me think of a good team that won a championship and they had a player that was kind of similar on that team as a Chauncey Billups. Y'all continue to talk and I'll come up with it.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that we have a dilemma here. Like, we got to choose. Like, some people are gonna roll with the stats and numbers, and some people gonna roll off the impact. The impact.
It got to be a whole. It got to be stats, numbers, eyeball, memory. It just ain't stats. Stats just should not get you into the Hall of Fame.
Okay, but here we go with Michael Cooper and Chauncey. The eyeball test will tell you Chauncey's a better player.
Offensively.
But overall, he's a better player. Even if you want to include the overall game, he just does more on the court, right?
They're not playing the same position. One's a small forward, one's a shooting point guard. They're not playing the same position.
Okay,
so we can't use that. We can't gauge that.
But Chauncey,
in this discussion.
But Chauncey Billups ran the offense, right? For the Pistons.
He ran. I'm not saying Chauncey Billups is trash. I'm not saying. What I'm saying is in my opinion, he's not Hall of Fame caliber. It's okay to be it's okay to be a good player. Sean Kemp was a good player for a certain amount of years. but that don't mean he was a Hall of Fame player. It's okay to be that. Mark Price, I don't even think he's in the Hall of Fame, but he was a good player for like a 5-6 year stretch. That don't mean he's trash. He's respected, but he's not Hall of Fame. You got to go longer. You got to be on top for, like I said, at least, to me, 8 years. Just because you're good for about 5 years, I don't know. And I remember me and Kelvin, we talked, and he ain't a big Chris Webber fan. I was a Webber fan, but when I listened to him, only reason why Webber would probably, did he already come in? Did he already get in?
Webber should be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
It's only because what took place in college, even though they didn't win no championship, they had a cultural impact. But technically, Webber, and it hurts me to say it because I grew up a Chris Webber fan, push come to shove, he's borderline. He's in a discussion, but he may not be a true Hall of Famer.
We're talking about
he's in the Hall of Fame. Chris Webber's in the Hall of Fame.
But we're talking about one of the greatest power forwards to ever play, Chris Webber.
Yeah, okay, but I'll tell you all the time, y'all a big hardcore Webber. Webber was only great for 5 years, bro. He was injured a lot in the NBA.
Yeah, that's
he had 5 Hall of Fame years. That's it. He was hurt, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
so
Chris
he wasn't on. Huh?
He's in the Hall of Fame.
I know he got in. He got in because his 5 good years and his college. They put all that together, and he was a great high school player too. He was the #1 guy in high. Y'all forget they include high school also for the Basketball Hall of Fame.
I
so
mean,
he factored.
Had more than 5 good years now.
Look it up. Me and Rashad had this debate.
And like I said, I was a Chris Webber guy. But
look it up.
When he convinced me, and I had to go look it up, and I had to think about it, his real strong years was in Sacramento. Other than that, he was injured, and that was it. He had about a 3-year run in Sacramento before he got injured, where he was really good.
Yeah,
he wasn't really good when he played in Washington.
I want y'all to think about something.
Yeah, he had one good year in Washington. But go ahead.
Look at that Denver team without Chauncey, and look at them with Chauncey.
No, we're not doing that because it ain't the same teams. The same teams that you trying to bring up was not all. It was not like that Denver team was already there, and then they brought in Chauncey, and then they took off. Those teams was different. If you're gonna make that type of comparison, let's do it like that. This is what the team was for the 2 years without Chauncey. Insert Chauncey, and now the team takes off. But even if that was the case, it's because they needed a point guard that could run the offense, that could get the play, give Carmelo Anthony the ball, Nene the ball, and who else? Kenyon Martin the ball, and that's where and that's where he was good at.
But that point guard is one of the best decision makers in basketball.
What was he averaging assist-wise?
It ain't about the assist, it's about the decision making. Decision making is more than assist.
Come on. So his decision making gets him into the Hall of Fame?
Because of his impact on winning.
Yeah, think about this, right? When Chauncey Billups got traded to the Nuggets, before he got traded there, the Nuggets was going to blow up the team. Like, I don't think a lot of people remember that. They was going to trade Carmelo. They was just going to start over. But then when they made the trade, they got Chauncey Billups. They ended up getting to the Western Conference Finals. The defense got a whole lot better. The team got a whole lot better. He has impact now.
Yeah, he has tremendous as far as impact on winning. That's what could get you. That's what's about Draymond. They're gonna say Draymond has impact on the Warriors winning. That's what's gonna get Draymond there, right?
And again, bro, all that's good, but okay, you go to the Hall of Fame and you see Chauncey next to a Kobe statue. Do that even sound right, bro?
No, it don't.
Hold on, I want to give a shout out to Rap Guy Reloaded. He made some good points. He said Chauncey has a similar stats as Jason Terry. Then he said Kevin Johnson have similar stats as Chauncey Billups.
And I think Kevin Johnson was better, but Kevin Johnson got injured.
He was a better player overall, for sure.
Kevin Johnson was a better player, but Chauncey has more success in the playoffs.
That's not.
Okay.
His player.
I don't know, man. Chauncey not special, bro. To me,
But
he was
I
really
think we all
good,
agree though that the Hall of Fame is watered down. We all agree that
and
Chauncey Billups
super
probably
watered
shouldn't
down.
be in and Draymond Green shouldn't be in. But
Hell
for what
no.
it is, he's a Hall of Fame. In my opinion, I think he's the Hall of Famer for what it is. But if the NBA do their own Hall of Fame and they keep it to the super elite, I wouldn't even entertain Chauncey Billups.
Okay. All right. So, okay.
I could roll with that. If that's the
Okay.
standard, I could roll with that.
So the Hall of Fame, it is what it is. It includes your whole basketball career. What did Chauncey do in college?
He
What
was
did
an
he
All
do in high
American.
school?
But he
He
went.
Huh?
missed basketball 3 times in Colorado.
He was
And I
what
think
in
he was All
Colorado?
American like 1 time in college, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, did he go to any Final Fours? Did he win a championship? Did he do any?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay, so
He
he
had a
had a
good.
It's watered down. I think we all agree it's watered down. We all agree on that.
super watered down. Chauncey should
Hey,
not
Jason,
be in no Hall of Fame, bro.
but if your standard is the superstars, I could rock with you on that. Like only superstars make it. I could get with you on that. But if we talking about as of right now how it's conducted, I think he should get in based on the standard that they set for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Okay, even on the standard now, bro, I don't even think. Okay, if he had some type of legendary college career where he made a couple Final Fours and he was a 3 or 4 time All American and was just that dude in college, and then he had his NBA career, I can understand it the way they got it now. But he had a nondescript college career. We don't even nobody even know nothing about him in college. And then when he first got in the NBA, he didn't do nothing. When he first got in the NBA, he was with the Celtics.
Now he
But
grew since he got in the league. Yeah.
it took him a while to get his feet going. He went to Minnesota for a minute. He was with Boston and went to Minnesota, and then he got his footing in Detroit, and then he did, a couple years in Denver. I was like, nah, man.
But in Detroit, they were really kicking ass. Because I want you to think about something, right?
Uh,
You look at when they put the Pistons together,
mm.
and Chauncey really got his opportunity in Detroit. Detroit was good for a couple of years. I'm talking about they were at the top of the conference for a couple of years. You get what I'm saying? Like they were at the top, and he was running that thing. Like he was the orchestrator of all of that. You know what I'm saying? He was really taking command and was really like he wasn't the passer that Rondo was, but he was a floor general. The word floor general should have Chauncey Billups' name
I
right there.
get,
The
we in
the
agreement
reason
there.
why Detroit took off, yeah, Chauncey orchestrated it, but he wasn't the Jason Kidd. That's how I feel when you're saying orchestrated it, and he was the key person on that team. Was like when Jason Kidd took New Jersey to the finals. He wasn't that type of player. It's when they traded for Rasheed Wallace. When they traded for Rasheed Wallace, when they got him from Atlanta, that's when the team became elite. They was good, but Rasheed Wallace is what took them over the top. My opinion.
Okay, but when you look at the reasons why they were winning, it was Chauncey mostly, and the defense.
And
Because
who was the anchor of the defense?
Chauncey was the one hitting rip off those screens.
No.
The anchor of the defense was Ben
Hold on.
Wallace.
Okay, Paul. You talk about their defense. Who was the anchor of their defense?
Ben Wallace, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hold on though. That's That's one side of the ball. The other side of the ball, Chauncey was the floor general. He was the one making shit happen on the other side of the ball. Now Ben Wallace is in the Hall of Fame, and he deserves it.
As
Right?
he should be. He's 4-time defensive player of the year.
Exactly.
That's
He deserves his spot hands down. Right.
right.
But if we have the standard of a superstar, Ben Wallace probably doesn't get in the Hall of Fame if we're comparing.
No, bro. Every now and then you can have them specialists. You have to be all-time elite specialists to get in. And that's what Ben Wallace is. And that's what Dennis Rodman is. And it's equivalent to like any of y'all that's baseball fans, like Ozzie Smith, shortstop. He was a defensive guy. He was like the best defensive shortstop of all time. Ben Wallace is like one of the best defensive centers of all time. When
Yeah,
you're an elite of the elite specialist, I don't. That's fine. You can get in, but you have to be elite of the elite. A four-time defensive player of the year. You probably one of two or three best defensive centers of all time.
yeah, facts. But outside of that, then what?
He got in. He got in because he's a specialist.
No, but what I'm saying is, in comparison to Chauncey, right? We're saying Chauncey only had 5 years, right? What I'm saying is, you have to when we talking about Chauncey, what about Ben Wallace? Because they were on the same team.
Bro, defensive player of the year. That means you were the best defensive player 4 times.
Not necessarily.
Come on, bro.
That means somebody voted for you. Now he was the best in my opinion, but I'm saying when you look at these awards, that just means somebody voted for you. We could argue Tim Duncan deserves a defensive player of the year. We could argue Scottie Pippen. We could argue other guys deserve more defensive player of the year. Not saying
Ben
he
Wallace got in as a specialist. I don't have no problem with special as long as you elite of the elite. Like Dennis Rodman, like one of the greatest rebounders and defensive players of all time. Also, he's in as a specialist. You know,
but when you okay, so here's how I look at it, right? He gave you
right?
15 a game. He gave you 5 assists a game. But
All right, bro. But go ahead though. Go ahead.
he also was a defensive player. Back then, guys didn't put a lot of guys were not putting up like enormous stats the way they do now, right? 15
True.
for a career. 15, you got Reggie Miller. I think he averaged what? 19 for a career. Pau Gasol, was he around? What Pau Gasol around? 17?
Well, I've talked about Pau Gasol many times. I don't think Pau Gasol should be in the Hall of Fame. Me and Rashad talked about this. I don't know if I talked about it with y'all. I've talked about that many times. Pau
Okay.
Gasol to me should not be in the Hall of Fame. Now, I understand why with this overseas stuff and like that, but to me, he wasn't an NBA Hall of Fame.
Kevin made a video about it. It's on the channel.
I think you don't think he is?
No.
Pau Gasol? No.
Man.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame should be really, really hard to get in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Like Pau Gasol shouldn't be next to Karl Malone.
Right.
But, the only reason why he got in was because of his playing for Spain.
That's true. That's facts.
And a couple championships with the Lakers.
That's facts.
Pau Gasol was never a top 4 power forward during the time he played in a power forward driven league at the time. He was never a top 4.
That's facts. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Damn. Because when you look at, because the thing is with Chauncey, if you compare him to other guys in that era, I think like 15-5 is damn near good for. I mean, that's damn good, especially when you could compare him to the other people who made the Hall of Fame.
Bro, okay, bro. Okay. No, I'm gonna push back on that, bro. You think about the point guards on that time. Who was on that time? Jason Kidd? Was he? Chauncey Billups ain't nowhere close to Jason Kidd.
I'm not saying he is. Comparing him.
He ain't nowhere. He ain't nowhere close to Chris Paul. And what? Who else? What other point guards on that era?
Tony Parker. You talking about that made the Hall of Fame or that was playing around that time?
I'm just talking about the elite point guards during his era.
Tony Parker, Chris Paul.
It was a whole lot.
Baron Williams for a little while. Baron Davis.
You could throw Nick Van. You could throw Miller, Andre Miller. You could throw in
Steve Nash.
He ain't better than Steve Nash.
But I was gonna say Chauncey Billups' best seasons, he was giving you like 19-7. So it's not like.
But I don't think Chauncey Billups was a. I don't think I can't pull up. I'm trying to pull up my laptop, but if we going by 2000, 2003 to 2008, are we talking about that little gap? That's a 6-year gap, right?
2010.
If we go 2000, okay, so let's say 2003 to 2009.
No, 2010.
I don't think Chauncey Billups was a top 6 point guard in the league. None of those years.
Nash, Paul, you had Darren Williams for a little while. You had Tony Parker. Let me see. I don't know. He might have been. He might have been top 5 point guards in the NBA. Let me see.
He wasn't better.
No, we're forgetting a lot of point guards.
I know he wasn't better than Darren Williams when he was good, because I remember Darren Williams cooking. Son, they played 1 year in the playoffs, and he destroyed Chauncey.
Just off of Darren Williams, Chris Paul, Jason Kidd,
Chauncey Billups, top
Steve
5.
Nash. That's already 4 point guards, and we probably missing a handful of others that we just can't think of on top of the head.
No, in the 2000s, Billups was top 5 point guards, bro. In the 2000s. Yo.
No, he wasn't.
No, Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, Chris Paul. You had Darren Williams for a little while, but he fell off eventually.
Baron Davis, he was better than Baron Davis.
Talent-wise, I'll say no, but impact on winning, I'll say yes.
No, well, I'm not doing the impact winning because it ain't Baron Davis' fault that management gave him the teams that he was with. Unless he was with a team that Chauncey Billups was on, and then he went to that team and he couldn't keep it up, then that's a fair comparison. But I don't think saying Baron Davis was not an impactful player. Think about the players that he played with.
I mean, I'm not saying he wasn't impactful, but I got to go based off what you did too, though. Like, I can't help Baron Davis was on his teams, whatever. I mean, we can't help Chauncey Billups. You know, he was successful with the team he had.
That's like the Caitlin Clark. We're giving her the GOAT because she was on bad teams and elevated them to championship status. Even though she didn't win a championship, she took a bad team and elevated them. But then you look at a player like Diana Taurasi that played with nothing but 5-star recruits and won about 3 national championships. It ain't the same thing. When you're playing on a better team, I can't elevate you. I can only go by what you versus the other player. Don't matter what team. Just because you're on a good team don't make you better than the other person that ain't on a good team. We do that with Kevin Love. Kevin Love didn't play with nobody. But since his team wasn't winning, I'm not going to downgrade Kevin Love because the next power forward was on a better team and say, well, that power forward was better because impactful, they was winning.
I get it, but we still can't deny just because it don't look a certain way or you can't deny what Chauncey Billups did on the court, man.
I'm not denying what he did on the court. What I'm saying is he was in the top. I'm trying to pull up this list. He wasn't a top 5 power. He wasn't a top 5 point guard.
Like when me and Kobe Bryant film room was talking about 80s basketball, right? Now I said, of course, the 2 best players, whatever, was Bird and Magic. I said, but if you just talent-wise, Michael Jordan was the best player in the league. He became the best player in the league. But, greatness-wise, it was Magic and Bird. Even though Jordan is just, if you just say just player, Michael Jordan was the best player in the NBA. So I look at it the same way with Chauncey Billups.
Well, how? It ain't matching. Because greatness-wise, Michael was better than Bird and Magic. Team-wise, Bird and Magic was greater. What you're saying is Chauncey Billups, he wasn't greater than these players, but team-wise, he was. It's off a little bit. It's not adding up.
But Chauncey played winning basketball.
Chauncey helped elevate his team to win a championship. That's what I'm saying. Like Magic and Bird, their team was winning championships. The Bulls, they wasn't winning anything, but just a talent, individual talent. Michael Jordan was the best player in the NBA.
Exactly. So listen to what you're saying. If I'm saying that this point guard that was on, you're saying Chauncey Billups was a top 5 player because the teams that he was on, he elevated, even though it was players better than him. That don't match your 80s comparison, because if it was players better than him, if Michael was better than Magic and Bird Magic was winning championships, who was the better player? Well, the player that's offensively better than Magic and Bird, or the players that was elevating their team?
Well, this is the difference, though. Michael Jordan's team wasn't as great as the Celtics and the Lakers of the 80s. So if you say greatness and winning and all that, of course you got to put Magic and Bird over Michael. But if you just say we're just going to take them off the teams and you just say individual, Michael Jordan was the best player out of those three. I'm saying you might say Baron Davis, talent-wise, skill-wise, is a better player than Chauncey Billups. But if you're ranking the top point guards of a decade, I don't see how you put Baron Davis over Chauncey Billups. I don't. It's just like Pau Gasol. He got 2 championships, whatever. He was a great player, but him and Chris Bosh was probably a better player than Pau Gasol.
Not probably.
He was a better player.
He was.
He was a better player than Pau. Again, man, I'm not knocking Chauncey, man. Chauncey was really good, man. Really. And everything y'all saying is true. He was a great leader and stuff like that. But
he was giving you 18 and 7. It's not like he was like give you like 12-5. You know what I'm saying? He give you like 18, 19 points, 7 assists.
7 assists is not good for a point guard.
That's good.
7 assists is not good for a point guard. And y'all know this. Do not be capping. The standard is at least 10 assists a game. Who else was controlling the rock on Detroit?
But it was an even opportunity offense. He didn't just go out there and just do his thing. He moved. He managed the game.
Okay, you're saying 2 things. Either he managed the game, but he's having 7 assists.
7 assists is not a little bit.
That's not good for a point guard. Come on, Kobe. Come on, Lawrence. You know, 7 assists. 7 assists is not. Stockton and Magic they was averaging 13, 14 assists. Then the style of play changed. Hold on. The style of play changed. A good point guard now is averaging in this fast paced. They should be averaging more, but they're only averaging around 10 and 11 assists a game. So for Chauncey to only be averaging 7, not in the 2000s.
7. Steph Curry is about 7.
Steph Curry's taking about 20 shots. Chauncey ain't taking 20.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Stephen Curry, he's impactful on that team. And part of his impact is his ability to create for others, meaning his shot creation, meaning his passing ability. Sometimes he make hockey assists. He don't need to have a bunch of assists to be effective on the floor.
But Steph Curry ain't running the offense. He's the primary scorer. The ball goes to him to shoot. So yes, his creation, when they teams double him or they try to trap him, he throws that pass. But other than that, he ain't coming down, calling the play. They running the offense, and then he's finding players to dish it to. Chauncey, when he played in Detroit, when he played in Denver, his role was, I'm the point guard. I'm going to get Carmelo involved. I'm going to get Rasheed Wallace involved in Detroit. I'm going to get Rip Hamilton coming off these screens, the ball. And for you to just average 7 assists, no.
But those weren't
Michael and Kobe averaged damn near 6 assists for their whole career, and they was taking about 20 shots a game. So for you to only average 7 and you only taking about 13, 14 shots tops, nah, that's not good.
But no, it's not like he had some great scorers on his team. The Pistons wasn't a great scoring offensive team, bro. And he also had the average 9 assists, even with that same team. He's not.
I gotta pull, man. I'm gonna pull up. I gotta get my laptop to work so I could go and give you
Malone or like
You know
I
what
mean,
I'm
it's
saying?
disrespecting the average on a team that wasn't even scoring. They were scoring like 80 points themselves. They weren't scoring a bunch of points like that.
The pace was a lot slower, but I'm pretty sure Jason Kidd was not averaging 8 assists a game when the pace was a lot slower.
Do you know Chauncey Billups in 05-06, he averaged about 9 assists a game?
But you're saying 7 assists is good.
It is. For what they used him for, 7 assists was good within their
What do you
offense.
mean used him? Okay, what are we doing? Is he supposed to be leading the team and being the orchestrator to get the people the right ball? Because if that's the case, he's the point guard, which means he got to get the people that can score the ball. Or is he the person that's supposed to be scoring?
Who else got in the Hall of Fame, man? Michael Cooper and who else?
Come out for this year.
Yeah, this year. Yeah.
So real quick, Rashad. So Tony Parker wasn't a good point guard.
Tony Parker, early in his Tony Parker really didn't take off, and because those Spurs teams, it was Duncan's team. Then it was kind of like Ginobili took over. Parker really didn't really get to be in Parker until 2009 through 2012 or 13. But was he a good point guard? He was a penetrating point guard. He was a point when it got to those 2000 from 2009 to 2013. He was more of a we need you to average close to 18 points a game, and we're not really looking for you to be the assist man.
But Rashad, we have a problem because Tony Parker was the reason why they won the championship in 07.
Because he needed to be more of a scorer. Pull up those numbers.
But he was a beast. That's what we try.
What was his numbers? You're okay. You're trying to compare Chauncey. Chauncey was never asked to score the ball. Parker had to score the ball for that team to be good. It's a difference.
Hold on. Tony Parker
averaged about 18 though.
Tony Parker averaged 16 points for his career and 5 assists a game.
No. We ain't doing career. We're doing that season. You brought up that season. Pull up that season's numbers.
07, he averaged 18.5 points and 5.5 assists.
That's what I'm saying. 18 and 6, bro. Or 18 and 6. Yeah, 19 and 6, just about.
19 and 6 in that one season.
Yeah,
was his
reason why they
okay. And he had to score. His role was to score. What was Tim Duncan averaging?
But hold on, what was Chauncey Billups' role? His role was to facilitate and run the offense.
Okay, when running the offense and scoring become the same thing?
Well, Tim Duncan played like shit in 07, bro.
And why? Why is that?
What you mean he got locked down?
What year did Tim Duncan come into the league?
Why is that? That's not real. Hold on.
He got locked down?
In 07 season, Duncan averaged 20 and 10.5 rebounds. But in the finals, he played like trash. He still played good in the regular season, but like the game 3 and game 4 in the finals, if I'm not mistaken, he played like trash. And that's why
what did Manu Ginobili average?
In that or what?
Ginobili averaged 16.5 points, 3.5 assists.
They sound like the Detroit Pistons to me.
Okay, because we also got to factor in like y'all saying that era, that mid 2000, the scoring was a lot lower, and Tony Parker was a score first point guard. That is very true. He was asked to score, but it was just that era was just such a grind out, low scoring. Now, true enough, same thing can go with Chauncey too. Maybe if the scoring was a little bit higher, maybe he would have averaged 9 assists. But Tony Parker was a scoring point guard.
But the
That's what he.
defense,
I'm sorry, but go ahead.
in 04. It was tighter in 04 than it was in 07.
Okay, well,
Say it
let's do
again.
this. Let's do this. What was
I
Chauncey
mean,
Billups' best year? What was his best year assist wise? You said 9.
9 assists a game.
What year was that?
05, I believe. Hold on,
I think it might have been 06. Let me see.
let me make sure.
I mean,
6. It was
I was gonna
06.
say that I don't know, just the eye test for me, and I understand everything y'all saying. Chauncey Billups wasn't not to me, man. And again, he was really good. He was a lower tier star.
Yeah,
E-
06.
every-
Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
everything, y'all saying about Chauncey, I agree with. He was outlet, but he wasn't special though. That's all
He
I'm
wasn't
saying.
special. He wasn't special.
Dog, in
And
06, he averaged 18.5 points, 8.6 assists. He shot 43% from the three. Now, his field goal percentage was low overall, but he shot good for the three.
that's a good
Right.
year.
Yeah.
That's a good year. But
Yeah.
if you're saying that his career average is 7 assists a game, I can't, for a point guard that's supposed to run the team and focus on defense, right? So he's focusing more on defense and giving whoever the top 2 scorers the ball. In those years, when it comes to other great Hall of Fame point guards, their assist is probably much higher.
Yeah, well, we
But,
just
but Chauncey Billups was always at his best years. He was the second best scorer on the team. And then with the Pistons, they didn't really have no great scorers on their team.
So when he played in Denver, it was Carmelo and Chauncey Billups' team. They was the main scorers.
Hey, to be honest,
yeah.
It might have been Chauncey Billups' team, to be honest with you.
Y'all capping. Y'all capping.
No, I'm not capping. I'm being dead ass. I look it up real quick just to be 100% sure.
Man, that was Carmelo's team.
Nah, it's Carmelo's team, but I'm talking about like the scoring. Like, of course, Carmelo's the number one option, but I think Billups was the second leading scorer on that team.
Nah, he was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was always like in his best seasons, because Rip was the number one scorer in Detroit. And then when he went to and Billups was the number 2 scorer in Detroit. And then when he went to the Nuggets, of course, Carmelo was number 1 and Billups was number 2.
Pull up the stats, please. Just pull up the stats. Basketball Reference show you everything.
I got you.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Because I really need to know how many shot attempts he was doing in Denver compared to whoever, if he was the number 2 scorer. Okay. Like, who was that starting 5? Did they have J.R. Smith on that team too? Nene was the power. Who was the center? Was that Birdman?
The center, well, they had Kenyon Martin and they had Birdman a little bit later on. Hold on, let me look.
Yeah, I don't know, man. When I think of that era, the best point guards, Johnson probably top 5, but when I think Hall of Fame, I think Jason Kidd.
Averaged 17.9 points, 6.4 assists. He shot Chauncey Billups. He shot 12.5 shots a game.
That's good.
17.9 points on 12.5 shots a game.
No, that's good.
6.4 assists.
How many assists?
6.4.
That's not good. His scoring is good for the amount of shots, but his assists. Who else was the leading scorers?
Carmelo was number 1. Billups.
How many points was he scoring? How many shots?
He averaged 22.8 points a game on 18 shots.
What year was this?
09.
And who's the third leading scorer?
Let me see.
Just give me the starting 5.
J.R. Smith coming off the bench, 15.2.
Who's in their starters?
I think Apollo was the
let me see.
shooting guard. Am I correct on that?
Is that the one? That's the team with Dante Jones and stuff on there.
Yeah.
And they had Kenyon Martin.
Yeah.
If Chauncey was scoring, what was that? 17 points.
Yeah.
and he was the number 2 scorer, I'm telling you right now, didn't nobody game plan for Chauncey Billups.
So it was Nene, the center, Dante Jones, Kenyon Martin, Carmelo Anthony, and Chauncey Billups.
How many points was Nene averaging? Because Nene put up some good numbers.
Nene was all right.
Let me see, in 09, Nene. $14.6 points, 7.8 rebound.
And he probably was spoon fed by Chauncey too.
And how much Kenyon Martin was getting?
I got you. Let me see.
Kenyon Martin wasn't getting no more about 12 points a game.
Yeah, like people forget the Nuggets team wasn't all that. They were about to break up the team.
Yeah, he got like 12 a game, bro.
Yeah, they were about to blow up the team, but then when they got Chauncey Billups, they just started winning. And then, of course, they weren't going to blow up the team. They started winning. Let me see, 09. Kenyon Martin.
They was winning before then because they had Iverson. They went to the playoffs and they had lost to the Lakers.
Yeah, they was about to blow up the team though. Like they was really gonna blow up the team.
Oh,
yeah.
In 09?
Yeah, I was doing research because I did a video on Chauncey Billups a while back, and I was just looking up the trades and everything.
Them blowing up the team didn't have nothing to do with Carmelo about to leave, coming out of his Nugget contract.
No.
When did Carmelo go to New York? Was it like 2011?
They traded everybody, and Melo said, "I want to get the fuck out of here." From that team that went to the Western Conference Finals, they got rid of damn near everybody.
What year was that?
That was about 2010?
That was like 2011. 2010, they made the playoffs. They lost to Utah. Yeah, I remember that.
And Carmelo left 11-12. He left.
But Carmelo was a free agent. Carmelo was going to be a free agent.
No, he got traded because he wanted to get the fuck out of there because they traded all his pieces. The pieces he was making runs with, they got rid of them dudes, and Carmelo demanded a trade.
Okay. When was the year that Carmelo was going to come to the Lakers? When the Lakers was trying to pick up Carmelo?
That was, I think that was after.
Oh, way on down. That was probably like what, 2014, 15 or something like that?
That was right before he went to the Thunder.
13? That was way on down.
I want to say it was 13 because I remember it was a big story, and it was him, and the Lakers was trying to get LeBron and Carmelo. It was a possibility that they was going to be able to do that in the free agency market, because that's when the contract of Paul Gasol, he was done with his contract. So whatever year that he was done with his contract was the year that he was trying to get Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James.
That was probably the 2016-17 season. Because I remember in 2011, Melo wanted to get the fuck out of there and go to the Knicks. And we weren't in contention to get Melo, really, because he forced his way to the Knicks. So it had to be before he went to OKC.
I'm a dip for a second. Well, I ain't gonna dip, but I don't think y'all can hear me once I change my screen. I'm trying to get my laptop to work.
Oh no, it's cool. It's cool.
Can you hear me right now?
Yeah. Yeah, you good.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Now, if we talking about superstars, man, if we talking about superstars, then I get it. Then Chauncey shouldn't be in the discussion. But if we compare him to all the other people who in there, then I think he deserves a spot.
Yeah, Chauncey Billups, like, you're not gonna go on YouTube and type in Chauncey Billups highlights. But he was a top 5 point guard in the or I say this debatably, he was a top 5 point guard in the 2000s.
Hey, his highlights would be ignorant as hell. with your
No,
head.
when I made the Chauncey Billups video way back, bro, I was struggling, but I put something together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's not a stats guy or a highlight guy, but he's a guy who's gonna equal wins and make the smart basketball play. Have that team running. He's gonna have that team running like a machine.
Yeah,
And
Billups, man.
he clutch. He's super.
I don't know, man.
Kelvin
I
can't
I
get.
I,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
understand what you're saying. No, I understand what you're saying, but when I think of the Hall of Fame point guards on that time, it's Jason Kidd, it's Chris Paul, it's Steve Nash, and I don't even know if Tony Parker really should be in the Hall of Fame to me, man.
I think he should, man. That boy was. This man was balling, man. He putting up 50, scoring like slicing defense up. We talking about look. Tony Parker was one of the greatest finishing guards in NBA history. As far as finishing at the rim, no one could stop him.
Yeah,
Like no one. Like literally, like CP, Chris Paul, no one. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
All the best point guards had trouble with him.
like what
yeah,
did he lead the league in scoring in the paint one season?
Yeah, he was.
yeah. Yeah, he used to do all them floaters and stuff.
Tony was a legit MVP candidate one of them years too. I forgot which year. One of them years he was fucking balling. And me and Big Dog was talking about it during that time too. We were like, damn, Tony Parker fucking killing nigga.
No, he was going on a run. I'm like, why did not talk about this man for MVP, bro? But then, like, if you look at the numbers, he's averaging maybe that season 20 and like 7 or something. So you just look at the numbers, you be like, nah, he's not an MVP. But if you watching the games and you watching how successful the Spurs was, you're like, man, why he's not in the talk? You
And
know
you
what I'm
know,
saying?
and you know what it's like, Travis? It's like watching Chris Paul on OKC. Remember when Chris Paul got to OKC, nobody expected him to do shit, and then turned them around and made them a contender. Not a contender, but he made them a legit playoff team.
Yeah.
And he went to the Suns and he turned that team around. It's almost like with Chauncey, it's almost like that. He's not gonna put up great numbers, but you're gonna win. When he on the team, you're gonna win.
Yeah, you see that Chauncey Billups is a common denominator. He go to certain teams. Like after his first few years, after he went to the Timberwolves, his first stint with the Nuggets in '99, the Celtics and all that, when he was kind of like a journeyman. Of course, you didn't see it then, but then the Pistons, and he got good. Then you see him go to the Nuggets. It was like, okay, this dude, he knows how to win. He knows how to elevate a team to get better.
Hey, look, hey, Kelvin ain't going.
Huh?
Hey, Kelvin ain't going.
I just,
like averaging 17 and 6 or 7.
I mean,
And then you got
I
on the team where it's not a
understand.
bunch of scorers.
No, I understand that era was a lot lower scoring, but still, Chauncey, nah, man.
You
He,
know, give you the touches.
as good as he was, he wasn't on the level of Jason Kidd or Chris Paul or Steve Nash. He wasn't on their level,
He
even
wasn't.
though he was good. He was really good, and he did make the team better. He was a floor general. He was all that, but still, he wasn't special, bro. Like the basketball Hall of Fame, it's too watered down, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Chauncey
too many.
Billups was never a number one caliber player. Let me ask y'all two this question.
Yes, sir.
From 2010 from 2000, let's go from 2003 to 2009. And you could pick any player in the league. When do you pick Chauncey Billups? In what round? If you was if you added all those teams and they had to draft players, what round is Chauncey Billups being picked in? Because he ain't being picked in the first 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't see it. He's not coming up until at least 8 or 9.
But are you talking about like what he was in that year, or just overall at him?
Overall, if you could have any player in the league, if you was drafting for all what is it, 32 NBA teams?
Mm-hmm.
If those 32 NBA teams was drafting between the years of 2003 to 2009, what round do you think Chauncey Billups would be in?
I mean, it's hard to really say because it depends on who I drafted already. I know he ain't gonna be a first round.
Nah,
It depends on who I got. So at that point,
He'll be way on down, bro. Even as good as he was,
he'll be. So
He'll be
what I'm
way
saying is,
what up,
he
DJ?
ain't top 30. He would not be the top 30, 32 players, right?
No.
So then you go to the next round. He ain't gonna be in that next. He ain't gonna be the second tier players either, right?
No. Well, yeah, he might be in the second tier.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I think his name getting to y'all.
I can't.
And his name could have been Chauncey, whatever. I'm talking about just watching them play, bro. Wasn't special. He was really good.
I can't give you five. I can't give you five big time Chauncey Billups moments.
But Rashad,
his all stars don't really stand. A lot of his all stars could have been because Detroit had the best record. It was a lot. It was a lot of times where Detroit sent 3 to 4 players to the All-Star game because of their record at the half.
His teams were running people out the gym, bro. Like Chauncey was running people out the gym in Detroit.
Chauncey wasn't running nobody up out the gym.
Yeah, he was.
Detroit was good.
I mean, with that, okay.
But how dominant was the East back then, too?
Bro, he was dominant.
The East was trash.
5 years in a row.
We used the same argument with LeBron. The East was trash.
Okay, well, I can say that about Jason Kidd then. He got to the finals twice because the East was trash.
The East was better.
But come on, nah, come on.
If y'all want to play
big
that,
dog.
you can say that.
Come on, big dog.
The East was trash.
Okay, but still, Jason Kidd, come on, bro. It's no comparison.
I'm just going off y'all crotch. I'm just going off what y'all told me.
Okay, we'll play that game then.
Jason Kidd was number one
2000, 2001. It was at least it was them, Boston, and Milwaukee. Once Detroit,
Philly too.
And Philly. I forgot about Philly. That's 4 teams. Let's in the years in Detroit, when they went to 4 conference finals, who was the second best team? Who was they facing?
Cleveland.
I don't know what y'all told me, but you had the Indiana Pacers. Was he not good?
Pacers was good.
The Pacers were damn good.
Okay, I need 3 more teams.
You had New Jersey, right? Since y'all saying they were good, wasn't New Jersey still there in the early 2000s, 2004?
They start falling off by then.
They start falling off, but I'm gonna give you that one. I'll give you that. Come on, we need 2 more. Cleveland.
No, not Cleveland. Cleveland, not 2004. No.
Oh, we doing 2004.
I'm not disagreeing. The East was trash, but I'm just saying y'all giving Jason Kidd all this high praise. The East was trash when he got.
Okay, but Jason Kidd was a Hall of Fame player in the West too. When he was with Phoenix and the Mavericks, like there's no comparison between Jason Kidd and Chauncey Billups. Even though the East was trash.
What did the Suns do when Jason Kidd was there?
You say what?
What did the Suns do when Jason Kidd was there?
They was in the playoffs in the tough West,
where teams average 50 wins as an 8 seed.
Yeah, but you disregarding when Chauncey Billups had 50 wins.
Huh?
You disregard.
I mean, he helped elevate the Nuggets to the Western Conference Finals in the West Coast.
He did do that.
That was a deep West.
So we give Chauncey that one. We give Chauncey one good year in Detroit when they won the championship.
And then we give the year, Rashad. Come on, Rashad.
He went to the finals.
We just said that they played.
Back-to-back seasons.
He went back.
Look. Either they played in a weak time where their only competition was New Jersey and they was on the downfall, right? So I'm gonna give them that one good year in Detroit when they won the championship. That was what, 2003?
But why you not counting? Why you not counting when he went against the Spurs though?
They went to the finals twice.
Yeah, and they won a full 7 games. And then the 2004 season, they beat the
Bruh,
Lakers.
But what I'm saying, the road when they played against the Spurs was a lot easier than the road before when they won the championship. All I'm saying is, okay, if you want to give them those two, and then a Western Conference Finals, that don't say Hall of Fame.
No, but they got to the Eastern Conference Finals, was it 5 or 6 years in a row?
In a weak East.
But hold on.
We just
it's not like they had a super team or anything like that.
It don't got nothing to do with super team.
But look,
they played in a weak East.
But this is what I'm saying. Like the East was weak. We agree, but they stay on top of the East pretty much every year. It's not like they put a super team together and was doing this. No, they had a team of.
It'll be different if they. I'll put it like this: it'll be different if they went to 4 straight finals. It'll be different if they went to 4 straight finals.
But who did they lose to in the Eastern Conference Finals, though?
The last year that they lost, I believe it was Boston.
It's not like they lost to bad teams.
And on top of that, they were dominating. Like they were beating.
But what I'm saying is his resume ain't strong enough just off the wins. I ain't even talking about the stats. We going by wins. His resume ain't strong enough because he was never a number 1 option type of player. And even though he might have averaged 17 or 18, he wasn't the best number 2 option.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, so 03-04, they beat the Lakers 4 games to 1 now with Shaq, Kobe, right?
They whooped that ass.
Then they went 7 games against the Spurs in 05. 06, they got to the Eastern Conference Finals and lost to the champions, the Miami Heat. It's not like they lost to a sorry team. They lost
to They lost to the Miami Heat. They lost to Miami Heat. But ain't that the year that they didn't have Ben Wallace?
Nah, they changed the rules. They changed the rules from the hand checking rules. They weren't the same team.
That got nothing to do. Did they have Ben Wallace that year when they lost to Shaq?
I can't remember, but I got a little bit. But the point I'm saying is, right, 2008, they lost to the Celtics. They wasn't a trash team. They lost to the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's not like they lost to
what it sounds like, once Ben Wallace was gone, that team dropped.
They still get to the Eastern Conference Finals, though.
Because the East was weak.
Hold on. Ben Wallace ain't leave till... Hold on. Ben Wallace
I could be wrong before you even say it. I could be wrong.
Ben Wallace ain't leave till 07.
Okay.
So he was there in 06.
Okay, so his team success of getting to the conference finals, plus a couple 3rd team all defense or with all NBA or whatever it was, 5 all-star. His resume ain't strong enough for me. And the eyeball test, big moments, ain't really strong enough for me either. He's a good player. It's okay to be a good player. Everybody don't deserve to be in.
No, we're not talking about the Hall of Fame. We're just saying like him possibly being top 5 point guard. Like even the 03, the year before they won the championship, they lost to the Nets.
Until I could see a list.
When they lost in the Eastern Conference playoffs, they lost to a legit good team in the East. It's not like they lost to the Bucks or something like that. They were losing to really good teams. Even though the East overall was weak, when they got to the conference finals, they lost to a legit team. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, that Pistons team was a juggernaut, bro. Like they were a juggernaut, and he was one of the heads. He was the head of the snake offensively.
I think about it. 03, they lost to the Nets. 04, they won the championship. 05, they lost the championship in 7 to the Spurs. The 06, they lost to the champions, the Miami Heat. 07, they lost to the Cavaliers. 08, they lost to the Celtics with the big 3. So it's not like he was losing the scrubs. Even though the East was trash, we all agree. But when they got to the conference finals and they either won or they lost to a really good team.
And I want to say this: in 04, Chauncey Billups was busting people ass in 04. Chauncey Billups was putting on a show in the finals. He was the main reason they won. It wasn't, sometimes guys get the finals MVP and they don't deserve it, but he deserved that.
They start calling him Mr. Big Shot, man.
I mean, ain't nobody taking away 04, bro. I mean, he did that, bro. But
Like I said, I know we ain't gonna go to YouTube and look at Chauncey Billups highlights. I know that we ain't finna do that, but
I mean, I'm in agreement with Rashad. It's okay to
we
be
agree
very
about the Hall
good.
of Fame thing. Like the Hall of Fame, we all agree is on that.
If you ain't looking at Chauncey Billups highlights, then he ain't Hall of Fame. Everybody else, you go.
Well,
Anybody else in the Hall of Fame, you'll go look at their highlights.
No, we agree he's not like with the watered down version. He's Hall of Fame, but we agree that it should be more elite players. We all agree. But I'm saying like him possibly being top 5 point guard in the 2000s. Like, bro, he did a lot to get.
I got to see the list, and I'm trying to pull up my laptop. For some reason, it's connected, but I think I had blocked it on something else.
Yeah.
And now I can't figure out how to unblock it.
But I think all 4 of us are in agreement that the basketball Hall of Fame is watered down. But like we're saying, with the people that already got in there, Chauncey Billups has to go in there.
But let me say this though about impact on winning. Impact on winning, it should weigh higher. You know what I'm saying? We all look at numbers. We see certain guys can get numbers, but they can't win. You get what I'm saying? Like, so you got a guy right here who's putting up similar numbers to a Tony Parker or somebody like that, but he's able to lead these teams to either the Eastern Conference Finals or the Western Conference Finals, right? He's able to get the finals and beat the Lakers. He's able to do these things within the flow of the offense, within the team scheme, right? So we're talking about the ultimate leader. If you're looking for one of the best leaders in the league, his name comes up.
Man, that's
Kelvin, you crazy.
Yeah, Kelvin. Hey, Kelvin ain't impressed with that shit.
I'm gonna say this, bro,
I fuck with
and
you, though.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and I get this from Mad Dog that be on ESPN. I've listened to him for years, and he's a baseball historian, and he say this about the Hall of Fame, and it should apply to basketball also. When you say a player's name, you shouldn't have to think if they're a Hall of Fame. If you got to think, they not a Hall of Fame. It's most likely they not. We shouldn't even be debating. Like when we say Kobe Bryant's name, we don't even have to think Hall of Fame. We say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's name, Hall of Fame. We saying Chauncey Billups, we got to debate and talk. Well, maybe he was a great leader. Nah, man, dude ain't no Hall of Fame. We should not even be having to debate. That's how the Hall of Fame should be, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I agree with you. My thing is the standard that already exists.
I know the standard is trash. We all, but even with the standard like it is, I still don't think he's a Hall of Fame. And again, I'm not biased to just the current against the current players. I'm talking about older players too. We talked about the Celtics. We talked about Maurice Cheeks. You know, uh, some other guy, Mitch Richmond. I don't think Mitch Richmond should be in the Hall of Fame. He was
Really?
good. Mitch Richmond should be in the Hall of Fame, bro.
No, he should. As great as he was, I think he's underrated as a talent, but I don't think he should be in the Hall of Fame.
But he played on some bad teams now.
Tim Hardaway. They put him in the Hall of Fame last year. Tim Hardaway should not be in no Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it should be the elite of the elite, but
the elite of the elite, bro. Like Rashad saying it right. It's okay to have a very good career. Like we putting in a lot of very good players. Like Chauncey Billups to me was a very good player. And if you want to say he was a great leader, okay, cool. But he still, to me, is not a Hall of Fame basketball player. Even though he was a great leader. I do agree. I know Lawrence is stressing hard on the leadership. And he was a great leader.
What's the purpose? What's the purpose of playing the game? To win, right?
Yes. Okay, and he only won one championship.
No, but what I'm saying is like when you add him to the team, and it won't no stacked teams that this guy was playing on,
No, it would.
and so you add him to the team, and you put good players around him. He's shown the ability to elevate and get you wins. And so when I look at the game of basketball, I'm thinking about how does this dude elevate his team in order to get the wins? Because stats are a byproduct of you put up the numbers to win. So there's
I'm not.
guys with phenomenal numbers, but they
I'm,
can't
I'm
like
not even really concerned about the stats with Chauncey. I'm just talking about the eye test. When I watch Chauncey, I watch Chauncey play. He wasn't
yeah.
a Hall of Fame basketball player. I don't. I could care
I put it
less.
like
I know y'all talking about the stats and how many assists and points, and I'm telling y'all, his numbers gonna be a little bit lower because of the era he played in.
Yeah.
During that time period, that mid 2000s, his numbers are not gonna jump out at you. I'm in agreement with you. But even me watching the eye test, he wasn't a Hall of Fame point guard. Jason Kidd was a Hall of Famer. Chris Paul was
Oh
a Hall
yeah.
of Famer.
Without
And
question. That's a point guard genius. You know, Jason Kidd's on another level.
right, right. So I mean,
Yeah, he's no Jason Kidd. If we comparing him to Kidd, he's not. He's not that. He's not Chris.
okay.
He's not John.
Well,
Well, y'all gonna at least give him his top 5 of the 2000.
I,
Yeah, you can
I
put him
get
all
I
in
it.
can't
there.
get on top
Top
five
5
until
of
I
the
see a
2000.
list. I haven't seen a list yet. I'm not saying that I will. Once I see a list, then if he makes the top 5, if he's number 5, then cool. But if I see a list and I'm like, oh, we missed about 5 other point guards. No, he ain't top 5. He might have had maybe in one of those years he could have been a top 5, but if we're just saying the 2000s, he ain't top 5 to me.
Was he a better point guard than Rondo? And I don't think Rondo is a Hall of Fame.
He won't
I'm
better than.
going to get that to 2000. What? He didn't get great till like
Yeah, I
2009.
know Rondo came later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Rondo.
Rondo kind of came in when Chauncey was phased out. I got it.
We
I
talk about
get that.
Tony Parker. We talk about Chris Paul. We talk about Jason Kidd was older by then.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear
Yeah.
you.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I'll just do it off my.
You got Steve Nash, of course, he's going higher.
Nash
Chris
is
Paul.
Steve Nash, Chris Paul. The other guys are really debatable, man.
Yeah, after Steve Nash, like Chris Paul and Steve Nash, and Jason Kidd. After that is like,
And I know Darren Williams fell off, but when Darren Williams was right, Darren Williams was better than Chauncey. He
Yeah,
cooked Chauncey in 2010. I mean, cooked him, bro.
08 though. I think Darren Williams came in what 07?
He
05?
came in the draft whenever Chris Paul came in.
So it was like 05, right?
I can't remember what draft Chris
it
Paul.
was
I
it was
know Chris
05
Paul was
It was
I think
05.
Chris Paul was the number 1 pick. I think Darren Williams number 3 or something like
Yeah,
that.
those dudes were good, but I think the longevity hurt Darren Williams. It hurts Darren Williams.
Yeah, no, it definitely. No, Chauncey got the longevity over Darren Williams. Definitely. Easy.
Because Darren Williams was like the second best point guard in the league behind Chris Paul. To be real with you, during that time, that
He was.
motherfucker.
He was. Yeah, he was.
Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna name off point guards in the 2000s. Okay,
Mhm.
and it's a good list. Now, some of them they might say point guard, but we know they was a shooting guard. Okay, like an Allen Iverson. He was a point guard. They might got him listed as point guard, but Allen Iverson was really a shooting guard.
Right.
And I'm trying to see. I'm scrolling down this list until I start seeing some BS, some BS players. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, we missed a lot of players.
Like who?
Yeah, I'm all the way. I done hit like 40 guards. Hold on. Some of these players, I will say Chauncey was better than. Okay, so let me start off with, and I'm gonna give the name, and y'all just say Chauncey's better or that player's better. Okay.
You want to go around? You want to go around and ask everybody individually?
I'm just gonna say the name and y'all just blurt it out.
Okay.
Darryl Armstrong.
Chauncey.
Chauncey.
Sean Stevenson. Sean Levinston.
Chauncey.
Jose Carvador.
Chauncey.
Jock Vaughn.
Chauncey.
Jared Jack.
Chauncey.
Earl Boykins.
Chauncey.
Mike Conley.
Chauncey.
Nate Robinson.
Chauncey.
Jason Terry.
Chauncey.
Brandon Jenkins.
Chauncey.
Raymond Felton.
Chauncey.
Devin Harris.
Chauncey.
Mario Chalmers.
Chauncey.
Jameer Nelson.
Chauncey.
Oh, Chauncey. But that's closer.
Carl Lowry.
Chauncey.
Damon Stoudemire.
Chauncey.
Y'all said Kyle Lowry?
Nah, we said Chauncey.
Now,
No, I know y'all said he said the name Kyle Lowry.
Oh yeah.
Kyle Lowry got a better career than Chauncey. No, I think Chauncey a better player.
no, we're saying better player in the 2000s.
Oh no, Chauncey.
Now, are we gonna say Jamal Crawford is a point guard or a shooting guard?
Shooting guard.
Shooting guard.
Okay, Tim Hardaway.
Chauncey.
Andre Miller.
Chauncey.
Y'all still give Andre Miller in the 2000s?
Chauncey.
Yeah. Andre Miller underrated though, because he was nice, but Chauncey.
Yeah, I'll take Chauncey over Andre Miller.
I'll probably take him, but it's closer than what we think, right?
Yeah.
I want to say it's close. Derek Fisher, Chauncey. I'm already at the 20s. Russell Westbrook.
Chauncey.
Huh?
He won't
2000s. I'll probably give it to Chauncey too.
When Westbrook come in the league?
He came in 08. I want to say 08, 07, somewhere 07, 08, or 09. No,
08, 09.
I want to say 8.
It was 08, 09.
08, 09.
Oh no.
Yeah, I used to use them on the old college hoops game in 2007, 2008. That's how I remember.
And y'all
Sam
taking Chauncey?
Cassell.
Well, I know. Whoa. Y'all taking Chauncey over Westbrook?
Oh,
In the 2000s.
just in the 2000s. Like, you got to think Westbrook only played 2 years in the 2000s, 08, 09, 2009, 2010. And he wasn't great yet. He was good, but he wasn't great.
Okay, good.
Sam Cassell.
Chauncey.
Steve Francis.
Chauncey.
Ooh, hold on.
Chauncey.
I got to think, sir.
Ain't nothing.
Steve Francis had a 3 year. Okay, from 2000 to what was Steve Francis' last real good year?
2005.
2005.
So is Chauncey Billups? Did he have a better run than Steve Francis to be top 5?
I think Steve Francis is the better player. I think Chauncey had a better run.
Would you say Steve Francis was a top 5 player from 2000 to 2005?
No, not top 5. No.
Not top 5. So do you think you saying Chauncey Billups is a better top 5 player from 2000 to 2005?
He accomplished more.
No. We're not doing accomplishments. We're doing because some of these players on these lists that we already done skipped had better accomplishments in lesser roles than we're saying skill-wise top 5 player. So when we say top 5, we're not saying the top 5 established, accomplished players. We're saying by skill set, who would you rather have?
Skill set is Steve Francis, hands down. It's not close.
But if you talk about the whole decade, first of all, Steve Francis didn't make it to the whole decade. And
he went 5 years.
Yeah, but
I'll take Steve Francis 5 years before I take Chauncey Billups 5 years.
Nah.
Because Steve Francis was a focal point of the offense and he was the number 1 primary scorer on his team before Yao Ming came.
No, he was all that, but I mean, he's a better as far as individual ability, he's better.
We asked who we taking for the decade. I'm taking Chauncey Billups. Now, I don't even know why this is a debate, to be honest.
You pick Chauncey. If you want to watch
Mike Bibby
style, you pick Steve
Chauncey.
Over Mike Bibby?
Yes.
For the whole decade?
Come on, man.
Chauncey over Bibby.
I take Bibby for the first half. Same way I take Steve Francis for the first half.
I still take Chauncey though.
I'm taking Chauncey.
Bibby was not.
I'm gonna have to go, man. I'm gonna listen, but I gotta drop off, man.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Darren Williams.
Yeah, he better than D. Will for the whole decade.
What?
For the whole decade, he better.
Nah. Darren Williams was better than Chauncey for the whole decade.
But you only counting a couple of years. Like you only counting.
No. Darren Williams came into the league at what year?
05, 06. Dog, he ain't get great till like 07, 08.
That's what I'm saying. Like if we talk about the whole decade,
but his role on the teams was greater than Chauncey Billups. He was a primary scorer. He was the franchise player.
Okay.
But if you're not winning anything, what does that mean?
We ain't doing winning. We going by straight. Y'all keep throwing the winning up in there. We going by straight skill.
But that matter though, because if Mitch Richmond was the primary scorer for the Kings, but that'll make him.
We're doing top five. We're not doing Hall of Fame. We're doing top five at their position.
And I
just at the position.
Darren Williams.
Okay, I ain't gonna argue it. That's you. Yeah. You got Chauncey over there. I feel like Darren. It was Chris Paul and Darren Williams from 2005 all the way damn near to 2013. But we stopping at 10.
But that was later in the decade, though. That's not like you. Like we talk about 3 years.
A lot of these players ain't gonna start from 2000 and play. If that's the case,
but that ain't
we're not. If y'all want to do an individual year, then we could do an individual year. But Darren Williams was the better player from the time he was drafted to 2010.
But that was 07.
It don't matter. I'll still take Darren.
That's 3 years.
He was the better player. He was top five in those 3 years. Matter of fact, he was probably 1 or 2 in those 3 years. Something that Chauncey ain't never been is a 1 or 2. I'm gonna just keep going. Jason Williams. I'll probably take Chauncey. Stephon Marbury.
Chauncey.
Stephon's more skilled. Like if we're talking about individual talent, it's Stephon. But if we're talking about again, we gotta talk about how they do as a leader.
When was Stephon's last great year? 2007.
2005.
Yeah, 2005.
Stat-wise, 2005.
I'm taking Steph.
But how?
Because he was a primary player. He was a primary scorer. So I'm always gonna go with the primary scorer because they mean they're driving the bus. They got to do a lot more heavy lifting.
But where he drive the bus to?
He was a primary scorer in New York.
But where the bus go?
Yeah, it don't matter where it went. He's doing more for a team. Look. Stop. Let's get out this player's winning versus that this player ain't, because it ain't a fair comparison. Like I said, it's not the player's fault that they're getting the teammates around them. It ain't their fault that Minnesota drafted bust and they couldn't never pair nobody with Kevin Love. It ain't Kevin Love's fault. But everybody knows Kevin Love was a great player, right?
But then the case of Stephon, Steph played with some talent.
He played, but he still was a number one. The difference between somebody that's the number one option versus somebody being the number two option, teams game plan around to stop that player. Their name is on the chalkboard.
But if he's not getting them nowhere, that means he probably been better off being a
He
number
still,
two.
they still got a game plan around him.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying is, if he's number one guy, but he can't lead them. I'm not saying necessarily have to win a championship every year, but if he's not leading them anywhere, like they still losing, then maybe he's better off being a number two somewhere else.
and we talking about the East now. The East was weak as
Who
hell.
was Stephon Marbury's second best player he played with in New York?
Well, in New York,
If you got to think about it, then that means he didn't play with nobody.
he played with. What you mean?
Who? Okay, so tell me, who was his second best player?
Well, hold on. You want to
Didn't he
start
play with
New
Steve
York?
Francis?
He played with Steve Francis, but
See,
you want
see,
you want but
see,
you want
y'all hold on, y'all bringing up Steve Francis that was out the league because of his elements.
no, but we just answered the question.
That's not the same Steve Francis. That's what I'm saying. Karl Malone and JGP is the same players that they was in the 90s when they came to the Lakers, and we all know that's not the same.
Well, hold on. His career didn't start in New York. His career started. He played in Minnesota.
He played in Phoenix.
He played in Phoenix in Minnesota. He
And
played.
Phoenix was not making the playoffs.
He played in New Jersey. He had talent.
Was they making the playoffs? I'm pretty sure they made the playoffs.
What?
Did they go far? Did they go deep? No, but he was still the primary scorer too.
You talking about in New York?
Teams in the league.
We'll go to the next player, Baron Davis.
I don't know about the Knicks going to the playoffs with Marbury.
You said
Baron
what?
Davis.
Who Davis?
Baron Davis.
Baron Davis. Shit. I say Baron was better.
I'm taking Chauncey.
I think
For some reason, they got John Stockton. John Stockton only played until 2000. I don't know why they got him in this list. Derrick Rose.
Bad teams, so too. And he made those teams good.
Derrick Rose played 2 years. He was drafted in 2008. But I'll take Derrick Rose first 2 years over any Chauncey Billups 2 years in that decade. I'll put it like that.
I got Chauncey. And Baron Davis, like he had like 3 seasons where he hardly played.
That is true. He was hurt. Yeah.
Rajon Rondo.
Chauncey.
Gilbert Arenas.
Chauncey.
Gilbert can
Gary Payton. He was old. Then they got Chauncey number 6. They got Tony Parker number 5. Chris Paul number 4.
That's a tough one.
They got Allen Iverson number 3, but to me, Allen Iverson is more of a shooting guard than point guard. Jason Kidd number 2, and number 1, Steve Nash.
I'll take Steve.
So if you remove Allen Iverson, that means Bill's number 5.
Yeah.
Not in your book, but in my book, if you remove Iverson and they got Bill as number 6, I'm going with. I don't even know. I'm going. I would have took Gilbert Arenas.
What?
You know what? Hold on. This one was a little bit different. If we did year by year, it'll be a whole different conversation. Because then we could gauge them off the year, which might be a lot better than the decade. Because
yeah, I agree with that.
So let me find one for the year. Because what year do y'all want to start?
We gotta start from the moment that he really started on teams. That he, for it to be a fair comparison, we gotta say once.
Yeah, I'll be back, y'all.
What was he when he started? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah,
Can you
that
hear
point.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so y'all want
I'll take it from the moment he really got minutes, like starting 14, till the end of his prime.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Why every time I cut to the screen, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. You good?
What year you want to start in?
Okay, so from the moment he started, so we're talking about the end of 2002 to the end of his prime when he got traded from Denver. So you can include all those years, and that would be fair game.
You want to start in 2002 to
We
see
can
if he
start.
was a top. We're seeing if he was a top 5 point guard by year.
Yeah, start from the year where he was getting minutes. You
What
get
year was that? I'm asking you. Just tell me the year.
okay.
2002,
So
3,
when
4, 5. I can't.
so when he was a starter, I said start from 2002 to 2000 around 2011, 2010, the end of 2010. So when he was officially named a full-time starter.
I'm trying to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
If we just doing by points per game in 2002, you had Chauncey Billups. I mean Sam Cassell, 19.7. Terrell
Mhm.
Brandon at 12.4. Chauncey Billups at 12.5. Mike Bibby at 13.7. Chucky Atkins at 12.1. Darrell Armstrong at 12.4. And that's just the ones that they're showing me on this stat muse. So was he a top 5 point guard? Yeah, you could say in 2002. 2002, he was a top 5 point guard. And he
Yeah.
probably was sitting at number 5 based off the impact. And this is when he played in Minnesota.
Yeah.
82 games, 28 minutes per game.
Damn, he played all 82? Damn.
In 2003,
He damn near put up the same. A little bit more.
16.2, Mike Bibby's 15.9, Gilbert Arenas 18.3, Derek Anderson 13.9, Sam Cassell 19, Jamal Crawford 10.7.
Yeah, but Jamal
So
wasn't a point guard.
so you would say he was a top 5 point guard in 2003. 2004, Baron Davis, Sam Cassell, Gilbert Arenas, Mike Bibby. Then it's Chauncey at 16. Baron Davis at 22.9, primary scorer. Sam Cassell, second option, 19.8. Gilbert Arenas, primary scorer in Washington, 19.6. Mike Bibby probably was leading the team. I don't know if he was leading or Weber was leading, but he was 18.4. Chauncey at 16.9. And then it was Carlos Arroyo at 12.6.
Yeah.
So Chauncey in 2004 was not a top 5 point guard to me. Now, you still might have him top 5, but it'll be kind of hard to argue that over Mike Bibby at 18.4 as a number 2 option.
He led his team to the chip.
And Sacramento went to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, but he won the chip that year.
They didn't play against Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, they played them in the finals, but
yeah, he won the chip.
Bibby did more heavy lifting than Chauncey Billups. That's my personal opinion. You going by team success. I'm going by individual.
I'm going by individual. Let's look at what Chauncey did in the final. I'm going by individual.
He won finals MVP, so of course you want to go by that. But at the end of the day, I still think Bibby was a better player than Chauncey Billups. He's still a top 5. Bibby just in front of him.
Okay, I can fuck with that. I ain't gonna argue with you if you.
I'm not gonna say Carlos Arroyo was better than Chauncey Billups. I'll be sounding like a fool.
Yeah, Bibby was cold. He had Mike Bibby was the truth. I ain't gonna argue too much on Bibby.
Gilbert Arenas, 25.5. Mike Bibby, 19.6. Chauncey Billups, 16.5. Ray for Austin, 14.2. Chucky Atkins, 13.6. He's a top 5 point guard there. Sam Cassell dropped a whole 6 points.
He got older.
He got older.
Yeah, he got older.
So since 2002 to 2005 already, Chauncey Billups has been a top 5 point guard, right?
Yes, sir.
This is 2006 season. Gilbert Arenas, Mike Bibby, Chauncey Billups at 18, Baron Davis, Sam Cassell back up at 17, Earl Boykins. He's a top 5 point guard here.
Yeah. Earl Boykins was putting in work too. For his height.
(2007) Gilbert, 28. Baron Davis, 20. Mike Bibby, 17. Chauncey Billups, 17. Earl Boykins, 14. He's still sitting in the top 5 point guards scoring wise.
Yeah. So where we at? 07?
Yeah, we gotta go 08.
Okay.
Baron Davis, 21. Gilbert Arenas, 19. Chauncey, 17. Mike Bibby, 13. Ray for Austin, 13. That's your top 5 right there.
Yeah.
He's still top 5. (2009) Jamal Crawford, but I think he's more of a shooting guard.
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups at 17, Baron Davis at 14, Mike Bibby at 14, Gilbert Arenas at 19. And then 2010 is going to be the last one.
So the majority of the decade, he's one of the top scoring guards
in the decade. But
yeah.
I'm gonna hit you with this afterwards. So Gilbert 22, Aaron Brooks 19, Chauncey Billups 19, Steph Curry 17, Baron Davis 15.
Aaron Brooks was smoking that year.
So Chauncey was from 2002 to 2010. He was a consistent 17 to 19 point game scorer.
Yes.
Now, won a ring in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
For the decade, you could pretty much put him top 5
as a point guard.
As a point guard. Now, I don't know how far up the list. You may have him further up the list than me, but I could say, looking at the numbers, he was a top 5 point guard for the 2000s. To me, he's sitting at number 5 because with all these other players, most of these point guards that was above him in scoring, if it was Baron Davis, if it was Gilbert Arenas, if it was who else did I see up there? Baron Davis, Gilbert Arenas.
It was some more shots than too.
Mike Bibby. They was the primary scorer on their teams, so they had to score so the team to be good. Chauncey didn't have that. He didn't have to be the primary scorer. Now we're not looking at the defense.
But ain't that impressive though? The fact that he's able to be up there with them in scoring, even though he's shooting less.
I wanted to break this down. Go back if you can. Look up Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and do it for you.
All right.
Basketball Reference. Rudy.
Oh, let's see.
Rudy Gay came in the league in 2007.
Yeah.
And see, this is what numbers could do. Now, is Rudy Gay a Hall of Fame player before I even break some stuff down to you?
Absolutely.
Do you think Rudy Gay's? Huh?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Before you get to the numbers, absolutely not.
Okay. 2007, 2008 season, his second year, he averaged 20 points a game. 2009, 19 points a game. 2010, 19 points a game. 2011, 19 points a game. 2012, 19 points a game. 2013, 18 points a game. 2014, 20 points a game. 2015, 21 points a game. 2016, 17 points a game. 2017, 18 points a game. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
He's consistent. He's a consistent 18 to 21 point game scorer for at least, what's that? Longer than 10 years? So what don't make him a Hall of Famer? Because he don't have the ring?
No.
What's wrong with his resume?
It ain't all about rings. It's about winning. Your winning percentage, you know.
Winning? No. Everybody that got in the Hall of Fame ain't because they was great winners.
Most of them were.
They was the man too on their team. That goes back to my point. We just gave Chauncey Billups in the 2000s a top 5 point guard because he was consistently averaging 16 to 17 points a game. But Rudy Gay, who's been in the league from 2008, and if you want to 2007 to 2023, he's still in the league.
Yeah, but he's just putting up numbers. He's not leading his team nowhere.
He can't help that he played in Memphis.
He had a lot of talent.
Memphis, Toronto. Who was the Memphis best player from 2007 to 2012? No. It should be able to roll off your tongue. Who was Memphis best player from 2007 to 2012?
I played with Zach Randolph.
Huh?
Did he not play with Zach Randolph?
Yeah, he played with Zach Randolph.
Oh, that's he played.
No, that's later. That's later. That's no, because Zach was not drafted in.
No, he was.
Zach was
later. He played in Portland.
Look. Rudy Gay played in Memphis, Toronto, and then Sacramento and San Antonio. He played in Sacramento from 2014
until 2000
to 2017. So then he played in San Antonio from 2017 to 2021.
But listen what I'm saying.
He was on teams that did not have nobody.
But he played with Zach Randolph. He played with Marc Gasol. He played with Mike Conley, who was one of the best defensive guards in the NBA. And Mike Conley could pretty much do everything.
Zach Randolph was not there yet. Mike Conley was. And this is the last year, 2011, 2012.
He came in later.
So he played with a Mike Conley that was already 4 years in the league. He wasn't even Mike Conley yet. He played with a lot of let me see. He had a lot of second year, third year players, rookies. He had Gilbert Arenas, 10-year vet, Tony Allen, 7-year vet. Oh no, I'm sorry. Zach Randolph was there. I'm sorry. He was already there and he was already a 10-year vet. But the thing is, he wasn't the primary scorer. The primary scorer was Zach Randolph.
Yeah, but he still ain't managed to win. He had OJ Mayo who was scoring.
But he's consistent. It's hard. Ain't they giving people the award for consistency in the NBA? He was consistent. He was a consistent 18 to 20 point game scorer. Even though he didn't win, he was consistent.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, when you look at Chauncey Billups, we're talking about consistency as far as him putting up the numbers and winning. So when he's putting up the numbers and winning and going to the Eastern Conference Finals, the NBA Finals twice, he goes to the West. He continues winning, right? He goes to the Western Conference Finals. We're talking about a career full of impact. So the numbers have to have impact. We watching a guy put up numbers and he don't have the impact. We watching it right now. You get what I'm saying? The numbers have to have some impact.
I'm just saying, hey,
you can look
y'all got. I feel like if we just doing the numbers game, even though Chauncey won one championship, it ain't like we're not rewarding people because they played in Western Conference Finals. Or they went to a championship. We reward people that win.
And Chauncey won.
It's always been not if you played in the conference finals, if you played in some finals, if you played in finals and lost, you're just the person that played in finals and lost.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when you look at win percentage throughout a player's career, take the totality of that player's career. You're not. Some players don't win at all. We have a lot of great players that haven't won at all. You know what I mean? But they're what we judge them based off is what they have and what they were able to lead the team to. So Chauncey was able to lead a team that wasn't supposed to win, that won't look at like they weren't supposed to win. Then you look at Denver before he got there and Denver after he got there. It was completely different. So we're talking about impactful numbers that change, or a player who's changing. It's almost like Chris Paul, right? When Chris Paul went to OKC. He won't put no great numbers, but we knew his leadership is the reason why OKC turned everything around. He was able to lead that team. You get what I'm saying? He won't the same. He won't the same player he was before, but his impact on winning was ridiculous.
We're gonna have to end this. We're gonna have to come up with some different topics for the next one because I got to get off.
Okay.
Unless you're gonna talk to the people yourself.
No, I'm about to roll too.
But it was cool.
Man, Rashad, go ahead and put Chauncey in the top 5. Quit playing.
Rashad, I think Rashad got a problem with it because Chauncey's game is not like
it's not memorable.
Special stuff with Chauncey's game, but he's that leadership factor, bro. That ability to control the game without having to, you know.
He's not that special. Don't make it seem like Chauncey was an orchestrator and he was a magician, like a magic.
Hello?
I mean, no, of course he's not a magic, but
yeah, I'm not comparing them.
If you go to 6 conference championships, your team is not stacked. You're not stacking the deck. It's like, come on. It's like, that's got to mean for something. Not like he's averaging 5 points. It's not like he's what's the dude McGraw? They used to play for the Warriors.
He's not Chris Paul.
Not like he's catching McGraw. You know what I'm saying?
He's not Chris Paul.
No, he's not. We're not saying he's that talented. We're just saying, like, as far you have to give him credit for him being he's the team leader. He was the point guard. He was running the show, making things happen. He wasn't magic, but
hell no.
but when he,
y'all can continue. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, man. But
I see in the comment section, Yusuf said Gilbert Arenas is better than Chauncey. If you're just talking about just talent, he was putting up points, but impact on winning, it's not like Chauncey Billups was a scrub.
But bro, what did Gilbert do outside of scoring to help win games? Like, people ain't looking at that. People just looking at, he's able to put up a whole bunch of points. But they won 41 games, the Wizards. You get what I'm saying?
And like, people forget the Lakers was favored to beat those Pistons, and Chauncey Billups was the one who led them to the championship. He was beat Billups.
He was putting Shaq in that pick and roll, right? And he was killing Gary Payton. So he was, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was torturing them dudes. You know what I'm saying? He used his brain, and he was able to slow down the game, right? He was able to be the offensive leader. You know, when it came to setting up plays and being the extension of a coach on the floor. And that's why I talk about leadership. You know what I'm saying? His numbers ain't gonna pop out on you.
Yeah, but I mean, he's giving you his best seasons. He give you like 18-7. But like, it's intangible stuff that counts too. People don't look at the intangible things.
But you know what? Also, Rashad did prove a point. He proved that with Chauncey taking the less shots out of all the other dudes, he still was putting up numbers, even with the least amount of shots. You know, when you compare him to a Baron Davis, you compare him to a Gilbert. Gilbert was chucking the fuck out of them shots. Gilbert was chucking, and
calling him hibachi.
Yeah, he was nice. Like, Gilbert was a beast. Chauncey's not more talented than Gilbert. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Chauncey's Magic Johnson. Yeah. I'm not Chris Paul. But I'm saying, like, as far as him throughout the decade, when Rashad went through them numbers of the top 5 scorers, his name is right there, even though he's on a team that has a balanced offense.
And that's why I tell people, when it comes to great players, you just can't go by stats. You just can't go by the wow factor, the eye test. You gotta go by the intangible stuff too.
Look at. I want to bring something up to the audience, right? Look at Draymond, and I'm not a big Draymond fan, but I got to give him this. Look at the Warriors' record without Draymond. But the whole time, throughout their whole lives. That's why they put up with his bullshit. Me personally, I wouldn't. But That's why they put up with this bullshit, because they know with him they got a better record than without him.
Yeah, they 72-71 without Draymond. This season the Warriors is 33-21. Hold on, that's with Draymond. So what it is without? Overall, they 72-71.
So
Without Draymond this year, they're 12-14.
so they're about a 500 team
Yeah.
without him. They're a dynasty with him, so that has to matter. And I think that's the reason why Draymond's probably going to get into the Hall of Fame, not necessarily because of his numbers, but because of his impact defensively and how the offense runs. Because he's almost like a second point guard.
Right. And think about this. Like, we all know Allen Iverson is a better player than Chauncey Billups. But when they made the trade for Allen Iverson, they got Chauncey Billups, the team got better.
And Iverson, all he was doing during that time was scoring.
Yeah.
And so you had two guys doing the same thing on that team. You didn't need that. You needed one guy to run the offense, run the show, and try to get them some wins. So we talk about leadership. Iverson was it's hands down AI, you know. But as far as what they need to win, it was Chauncey. And even though they didn't win the championship, you know, his impact on that team was felt greatly.
And let's be for real. Like, the Lakers was expected to come out the West. They lost to the Lakers.
Yeah. And then they went back. So it wasn't a fluke. You get what I'm saying? They went back. They lost to San Antonio, but they went back.
It's just like I was saying about the Pistons run. Yeah, I mean, the East was trash. We all agree, but 03 they lost to the Nets, who got to the championship. We just talked about how great Jason Kidd made the Nets.
Yeah.
So then 04 they got to the championship, they won. 05 they got to the championship, they lost in 7 to the Spurs. Yeah. 06 they lost to the Heat with Shaq and Wade and all them who won the championship. 07 they lost to the Cavaliers with LeBron. And the Cavaliers probably should have won the championship if LeBron just played his average ways. I know everybody blamed the role players, but everybody else did their job but LeBron. And Tim Duncan played like trash.
Bro, I watched the Pistons in 04. Bro, I watched them in those 2-3 years. They were dominant, bro. And I'm talking about against anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they went out west, they weren't getting smoked.
Yeah, in 08 they lost to the big three Celtics with Garnett, Pearson, Ray Allen. So it's not like they lost to good teams, like the upper teams every time. It's not like, you know, they lost to the Bucks.
The Pistons,
Michael Redd or something.
The Pistons had a team full of winners. They had a team full of winners. Like Ben Wallace, he that defense he was playing, bro.
And then even after Ben Wallace, they still was getting to the conference championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think it was Rashad that mentioned when Rasheed Wallace got to the team, they put him over the top. That's a fact. Once they added Rasheed Wallace, it made him to the greatest defensive team probably in history of basketball. They was already a great defensive team already, but if they added Rasheed Wallace, they made him to the greatest defensive team of all time.
Bro, niggas couldn't score, bro.
You scored 60 points, like you was happy, bro.
And it was Western Conference teams that couldn't get off on their shit either. Like, cause I know we talk about the East was weak, but they were destroying Western Conference teams.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't like they couldn't go out west and bust people ass too, because they did. But when we looking at the standards, I agree with Kelvin, because Kelvin made a good point that it should be the best of the best. But I think he earned this spot because, man, if you look at all those point guards that Rashad named who were scoring a lot, they weren't winning shit.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't doing a lot of winning. The only one who you could say was doing a lot of winning was Bibby. Right?
You said Bibby?
Yeah, Bibby, because he named all the scoring guards. But the majority of his scoring guards weren't going to championship finals.
Yeah.
They weren't, Chauncey Billups was the only winner on that list. And we're talking about for a decade, he read off the points per game.
Mm-hmm.
So he was top 5 in points per game, and he was winning. That's the mean. Plus, when you factor in defense, he's better than most of those guys defensively. So we didn't even factor in the defense side of the ball.
You
Yeah.
think basketball ever get back to the 2000s, the 90s, 2000s quality?
You said what?
You think NBA ever get back to, like, far as defense ever get back to 2000s quality?
That shit over with. That shit over with. You might be able to go back to like 2010s, but as far as the 90s, 2000s, that shit a wrap. That shit a wrap, but they ain't gonna allow that shit because they want to manipulate. The NBA wants to manipulate games through the referees. So the way they do it is they able to make whatever calls they want to make. It's like you said, man. It's more entertainment now.
Yeah, national basketball entertainment.
Yeah, they want their hands in everything, man. I was watching the Grizzlies game, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I saw Scottie Pippen Jr. just giving it to the Lakers. I couldn't believe this. I was like, yo, these niggas suck.
Nah, Kyle Kuzma, that nigga sat down for like a week straight or more. That nigga came back for one game against the Lakers, put up a quick 17, and just sat back down again. It's like, bro, like, it's like he saw them as food. Like, let me go and get 17 real quick. Then I'm going back and sit back down.
I think Kuzma was mad about that trade. But he like, nah, let me go ahead and give them this work. They think they gonna play me for cheap. Send me to the damn Wizards.
Yeah, man. I thought Lakers was doing something when they got them young players, man. You know, shout out to JB. You know what I'm saying? But when they got LeBron, we knew once LeBron got there, we knew what time it was.
Oh, here's what people don't understand. LeBron is an all-time great player. But we're talking about he's 39. So to build, you know how insane it is to build your franchise and build your team and try to win a championship with a 39-year-old man?
I believe the Lakers can win if he just let Anthony Davis be the leader of the team.
Yeah, but they can't. Just think about this, bro. They can't win. His way they're playing now, they're not going to get far. They don't play defense. And the reason why they don't play defense is because he does not give both that energy on both sides of the floor because he can't. He's 39. So they're going to take advantage of him just sagging off and just watching guys. Look,
you starting to break up, sound like a robot.
Oh, okay. You hear me?
Yeah, sound
okay.
Like
So Draymond, right? Draymond hit what, 9 threes the other night?
Was it 9 or was it 5?
It was a lot. It might have been 5, but I thought it was 9. He hit a bunch of threes, right? Bro.
Against who? Was it the Lakers?
Yeah, against the Lakers. LeBron won't going out there. Bro, that's going to hurt you, bro. When you got a 39-year-old man who's playing all those minutes, he cannot give effort on both sides consistently like he used to. That's just basketball, bro. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's basketball, bro. It's a young man's sport. And so what the NBA is trying to do is they blowing the whistles at every goddamn 5 seconds so that he can catch his breath. You get what I'm saying? There was one game where they stopped the game. They literally stopped the Warriors game for like 6-7 different times, bro. There was like some type of issue with the shot clock or something. You have to.
The other night, they said they played extra minute and 6 seconds in the fourth quarter against the Grizzlies or something like that.
Bro, when you look at the Lakers, bro, if they were I want y'all to think about this, right? Because we know about the free throws, right? But if they were a real legit championship contender, this is me not being biased. I'm not being biased here. They wouldn't need free throws to beat the Grizzlies, bro. It wouldn't have been close. LeBron would have been able to sit down and relax if they were a good championship team.
Why? I think they got the roster, man. I just think they're trying to force LeBron GOAT debate, and then say if LeBron's like fall back and let Anthony Davis be the leader, then you know how they try to like, oh man, Steph Curry wasn't the Finals MVP every time, or blah blah blah. Yeah. They don't want LeBron to be the quote unquote the second fiddle. So
yeah,
try to help him win as the number one guy by any means.
Bro, you already know that the media has, and this is why I talk about media manipulation. The media will criticize AD, right? But when you look at it, LeBron is the quote-unquote point guard, and he's taking more shots than AD. So if you go sit there and criticize AD for not being aggressive, you got to go on national TV and do what Paul Pierce did and criticize LeBron for not falling back.
Exactly.
Because you see the talent able to win without him. All this talk about Darvin Ham, but Darvin Ham was beating those teams without LeBron. So the best teams, we talk about the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? We talk about Milwaukee. Well, Milwaukee's struggling this year. But
I don't even want to talk about that. All right.
We should, though. We should.
I told y'all about Doc Rivers. I've been saying this. I went on YouTube this whole time, but I've been saying this for about a decade. You know what I'm saying? But no.
Hey,
I tell y'all about that.
Hey, they done fired that nigga, dog. They done fired what's his name?
Griffin.
Yeah, Adrian Griffin. They done fired him, and I know he's sitting back reading the newspaper like these motherfuckers is goddamn full.
And he's still collecting them checks for the rest of his contract. After he had a 30-13 record.
Adrian Griffin, like, yo, they don't let this nigga. This nigga got the worst record than me, but somehow he's not fired. This nigga's a long way to standing.
Hey, you breaking up? You getting robotic again?
About to say,
you sound robotic.
Yeah, well, at least can you hear me?
Yeah, but you sound like you was breaking up and.
Okay, I don't know what that just randomly.
It sound good now though, but.
Okay, I need to stay in this spot. Okay, so yeah, Adrian Griffin looking like at least I was in the number 2 spot.
So what's their record? It was 30-13, right? With Griffin. What's their record now? 33.
Let me. Doc, let me look it up.
Bucks record with Doc Rivers is what is it?
They 49-33 now.
So they 17-19 with Doc Rivers as the coach.
They what?
And with Doc Rivers as the coach, they 17-19.
Hey, you sound like you far away from the mic.
I said with Doc Rivers as the coach, they 17-19.
Why is your sound low? I can hear you, but your sound is real low.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you shrunk. I don't know why you sound this low.
Might be time to cut the stream.
Yeah, it might be YouTube. We talk about too much.
I get on Doc Rivers' ass another time.
Hey, that'll be our next stream.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, all right, man. But we're gonna go ahead and get off here, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in.
All right, y'all. We out, man.
All right, peace.